Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester City podcast. Mandem United podcast meets the Mandem City podcast, where we discuss all things in regards to both Manchester clubs. On the red side of Manchester, not a good night tonight. The Premier League returning and Manchester United returning to losing yet again. 1-0 loss away at Nottingham Forest. Not that bad of a performance, in my opinion. It was just more so you seeing the limitations in Manchester United's attack, which is absolutely terrible. That's why I titled my match reaction, End the Premier League Season. Like, wrap it up, man. It's over. It's been over with. It's all about the Europa League. On the blue side of Manchester, though, it's mixed. They did get through to the FA Cup semi-finals, getting past Bournemouth. However, an injury to Erling Haaland, who could potentially be out for the season. Can Manchester City cope without him? So obviously I had to get a representative. The Sarcasm City's favorite Canadian is in the building, their favorite gubernatorial done, their favorite politician. We got Veta Games TV in the building. Yes, Veta, what are you saying, man? You good?
Yo, yeah, I'm good. I'm good, man. Let me man, it's been a minute. Haven't had football in a while. Those of you on your listening platforms, get over here. Yeah. Get over to YouTube. Stop the nonsense. All right?
Yes.
Flawless is back in the bright, well-lit studio. I'm going to be on camera soon. You're going to see the transition. You deserve to be over on YouTube. Get over here right now. Listen, Flawless.
Oh, God, man.
It's going to be a good show. Let me also put out a public announcement. Let me do this right now.
Of course.
If you don't mind.
Of course.
First, I know the bulk of your viewers happen to be United fans. There's going to be a portion of the show you're not going to enjoy me. United fans, you're not going to like what I have to say. Liverpool fans, there's going to be a portion of the show where you're definitely not going to like what I have to say. And you know what? I'm going to be accused of gaslighting, but Arsenal fans, hear me out. Arsenal fans, hear me out. I got a few things to talk about. And listen, my blue brothers over at Chelsea, do what you got to do to get that money. Do what you got to do to get that money. I ain't mad at you guys. I'm not. But show that same leniency. Show that same understanding when the news kind of comes out with the 115. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. You steer the show however you want. I got notes for days. Like Chip, I got bars. I won't stop. Whatever you want to do, man. Whatever you want to do.
We ain't seen Veta on this energy and time. Veta is good. City are through to the FA Cup semi-final. United just lost. Liverpool are losing Trent. Arsenal, he knows, are going to get packed up by Madrid. That's why he's like this. We ain't seen Veta smart like this in a minute. We ain't seen this energy like this in a minute. So it's going to be good.
You know what it is, Flawless? When you get a break, right? When you get a break away from football, and I took a break, you know what? I mean, it's not quite warm yet, but the sun's out a lot longer. You know what I mean? I hear the birds chirping in the morning. You got to step away a little bit. I had international football. All you Americans out there, yeah, take that slapping from Canada. You know what it is. We actually, our football, our soccer, we play on ice. So when we got to play on the pitch, on grass, it's easy work. We have to give those Americans the business. That's what you get. What Warrior J got to say? What Warrior J got to say?
Just Veta re-energized after the break. SMH, this international break. Facts, man. Like, I ain't got no energy. Like, I legit is just back to just. That's why I said, man, end the Premier League season.
You got some new drip. I see you got coordinated right now.
I've worn this before, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
The drip is what I'm saying. All right. Yeah, you got it all hooked up. You coordinated, right? Like Pops would say, all coordinated.
Oh, you got to coordinate.
You got to coordinate. So, yeah, man, I mean, the break did us all well. Now, I don't know if you want to talk about United just yet. We might want to ease.
We'll get to it. No, we'll start there.
Sure.
We'll start there because I know you got plenty to say. I actually don't have plenty to say on it. I'm going to give my thoughts quickly again.
Yeah, let me hear this. Cause...
Yeah, I'm going to give my thoughts quickly again. And also on top of that as well, Amarim It's like, yo, this guy is like Pac. This guy got new bars every day and that. Like, this guy just hella comments. Like, Manchester United really run the shit. Big up to Warrior J because he's kind enough to drop Amarim's comments. And it's like, if I didn't know Warrior J better, I'd think that he was making it up. The amount of new comments that seems to happen with Amarim all of the time. So we'll get to that. And to Blue Studio is asking, saying, big up, how do I join your show, Flawless? Somebody already dropped it in the chat. For those, Blue Studio, this is to you and to anyone else. I run fan calling shows every week. I didn't do it yesterday, but normally every Monday, 10:30 p.m. UK time, people. 10:30 p.m. UK time, fan calling show, which is open for anybody to call in. So no matter who you support, where you're calling in from. So feel free to Blue Studio to call in. Big up Rohan as well. Big up everyone in the chat. Ibrahim,
larger Blue Studios as well.
Quality. He says, Flawless, if hard enough, if he doesn't win Europa, get out. I hear you with the hard enough thing. I hear you, trust me. Like, I am just fed up and tired, and not so much the manager. It's just more so the players. Like, I knew our attack was bad, but when you just see it on show, even worse, it's just like, Lord of mercy. Let me ask you, did you watch the Manchester United game?
I had it on screen, but I wasn't focused watching.
Okay, so you just had it on in the background. Yeah, like, I wish I would have put it on in the background because it just when you say something.
No, you know what? Nah. Let me MC this for a little bit because I know you're in a difficult time. Let me MC this. The starting lineup. Let's start with the beginning. The starting lineup. What was your initial reaction? Where was the feelings? You know, your football heart and your football brain. What was your feeling?
It was. Some of the things were surprising in a good way. So like the back three is the back three I wanted to see, and it showed. Like with Euro, Maz, Delit, that's been the back three. With Heaven injured, that's the back three I wanted to see. He's surprised.
Heaven healthy, you're taking off Delit, right?
No, Euro. Not Euro. Yeah, Euro.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Just for balance purposes.
I hear
people say that it's literally left foot centre back. In regards to that, what I was gonna say. To Blue Studio as well, so show we'll call in Monday, big up. And yeah, man, large up. And nah, man, Massive Vader, I'm a fake USA fan. Canada deserve to win. Say no more.
We did deserve to win, man.
So yeah, that was the back three. Surprisingly, he went Casemiro and Agate because that's not a pivot that he chooses. I was like, cool. Maybe see Collier, that's it. Dogu left wing back, no problem, even though Dogu wasn't at his best today. He's gonna persist with Dalot. He was just, yeah. And then the front three was just Garnacho. Yeah.
Well, you got limited choices. You got limited choices in your front three right
now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we do. But then again, I've already given up on him trying anything new there. So it was Bruno, Garnacho, Xerxes. And I knew it was going to be a struggle because you're playing against Forest, who are not only one of the better defensive sides in the team, they have the best defensive home record. So they've conceded the least amount of goals at home. So I already knew it was going to be, one, we was going to struggle, and two, it was going to be a stink fest in regards from an entertainment perspective, and that's what it was.
The players on the bench, you were happy to see the players that didn't start, if I'm correct. The man that normally gets all of your attention and voice did not start this game. You must have been happy with that.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I was happy he was on the bench. The problem is that he's in the squad. But yeah, it's not just him. Okay. It's not just him. It's just that, you know, that people like to defend him. And then when I went through, because you see, when we did it, was it last week or a couple of weeks ago, when it was like, all right, who do you think Haaland's better than? That wasn't the first time, but that was the second time I've done that. I like to gauge when people ever put up any form of defense. I'm like, all right, let's see where you have him at. I think you had him 17th. Up to Rohan. He had him 16th. So, you know, the fact that he's the 16th or 17th best striker in the league, in your opinion, you know, tells me all I need to know. And then if you got him 10th or 9th or high, I just know not to talk to you. So yeah, moving on. So we move. So yeah, he was on the bench. I'm glad Kone was on the bench, even though he didn't get on the pitch. That was the youngster that we signed in. Did we sign Kone in January? Might have signed him in January. Maybe it was the summer. Heard him because one of our youth teams has been performing well. I think it's the under 21s, something like that. I've been performing really well. So considering how these lot have been performing, I like to see them get a run out. Bear in mind, I keep stating this: the youth players that I've played have actually made an impact. Collie has played well. Heaven has played.
They played hard.
Very good. Cheeto in the limited game times he's had has played well. Play the rest of them.
Okay.
And that in there lies my issue. But yeah, it just showcased everything I thought. Everything, it just backed up everything I had already thought. And I said it during the watch along. We're not scoring here. Even though we had a couple opportunities, Dalot hit the bar, Casemiro had a good free header, Maguire had one cleared off the line. We just lack creativity. The only criticism I have of the manager in particular for that was the subs. The fact that Garnacho lasted 90 minutes is an absolute travesty. He deserved to get the chair for that type of shit. What?
Who's coming on instead of him then?
Whoever he brought on. Even if like I don't want to see Mount, but my problem is not who he brought on. It's the fact that Garnacho lasted the full 90 minutes and you brought up everybody else, and he was the worst player on the pitch. That's where my issue lies. Garnacho was horrendous. He didn't hit the side netting today, actually, which is his usual. That's his usual thing. But
that's messed up.
He's putting the ball over the bar. He's putting the ball wide. He's shooting when the man is going to block him. Overhitting passes, like he's just a dread. He
got a lot of things wrong.
Is he our worst attacker? It's up there. He's just dreadful.
You said Haaland's the worst attacker.
Yeah, but it's a debate between those two. The fact it's a debate because the same way I say I think Haaland's the worst striker in the league. Garnacho is probably the worst winger in the league.
Now that you sent Anthony out on loan, he's no longer.
He's the worst left. No, all right, let me change that. Worst left winger in the league because Anthony plays over the other side.
Fair.
So he's the worst left winger in the league. Even your boy Doku, I think, is better than Garnacho.
Oh, of course. Did it sting a little bit seeing how, I'm sure you watched the FA Cup games. Did it hurt a little bit to see how Rashford was playing over there?
No, absolutely not. I want to see Rashford do well for multiple reasons. Selfishly, I'm a Manchester United fan. Go get me my money, 100%. If you play well, all that does is bump up your value.
Oh wow!
And then secondly,
Sir Ratcliffe got you on the money move. Everything's about money
now. We need to bring in money regardless.
You believe that?
I'm all for it. No, we need to bring in money in regards for PSR. He's pure profit if we sell him for PSR reasons.
But when I ask you if it hurt a little bit, if it stung a little bit, it's like
the reason why I don't is because he's Manc born and bred. He's black Manc born and bred. I want to see Rashford do very well.
Yeah, but you want to see that at your club.
I have a bias towards him. Yeah, that's all well and good, but it don't happen like that. You know what I'm saying? And I wish Margot Robbie was here with me, but she went and got pregnant by someone else. These things happen. You know what I'm saying? These things happen.
Wow.
But we're doing so. Did I want Rashford to be successful?
You're not doing anything to fight against this labeling that you got.
Oh no, I wear the label proudly. You know what I'm saying? You got to lean into the gimmick. You got to lean into the gimmick, man. The calcium connoisseur, man. The Cravendale consumer.
Crazy.
Milk Luther King. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody assassin.
Listen, what are the subs at? What are the subs at right now on the channel?
If it ain't snowing, I ain't going. You already know. If it's great snow, I must go. You already know.
Crazy.
You got to lead into it. Sorry, go on.
What are the subs at? What are the channel subs at? Because Dr. Umar is going to be on your case just now.
We're closing in on 15K. Who's going to be on my case?
Dr. Umar is going to be all over your case right now.
Yeah, the cop. You know what I'm saying for that. But yeah, it's cool. You could join the channel, and it's all well and good.
Now,
what was I going to say? Yeah, so with Rashford, does it? Like, people get mistaken. Now it doesn't. Like, I'm happy for him because he looks happy again. He's black man, born and bred.
That's very big of you.
Love nothing more than to see him succeed. And he should, because he's good enough to play in the Premier League. And him being at Villa are one of my favorite teams to watch anyway. I'm like, before Rashford went there.
What do you think the price tag might be? What do you think the price tag might be?
The reports are saying like 40 M's.
That's it?
No, that's good. That's great money. 40 M's is brilliant money.
No. I mean,
that's brilliant money for Rashford.
Wait, didn't you turn down more for Garnacho?
Yeah, because we're idiots. That's why. They were idiots. I would have sold Garnacho for half that. What are we talking about?
Yikes.
I would have paid his Uber to the airport myself.
Listen. Nico O'Reilly, I will never speak of you like this. Listen, my academy youth.
Wait, you'll never speak of him how?
Like this, like half of this, or go out and make that money for me.
Oh, but the thing is, that's what it is. Like that's a byproduct of if he's successful, like I want him to. All he's gonna do is drive up his value, which is a good thing.
Okay. So his
who,
time.
who loses out? If Rashford plays well at Villa and we sell him, he's happy. Villa have got a good player and we've got a good price for him. Who loses out? Who don't everybody win in that scenario?
I've just been seeing too many. I've been seeing the treatment of some academy players that are just, I don't know.
Oh yeah, because you like they're always professional football. Like that's just what it is. Yeah, I've seen academy players that have won us everything get moved on.
Listen, do you see how they're talking about? You see how Liverpool fans are talking about their academy boy?
Yeah, I get it, and that is wrong.
Wait.
That is wrong.
Why is it wrong?
The criticism of him is wrong. No, the whole thing about him. Oh, he ran down his contract.
Yeah. What do you mean that's wrong?
No, I'm saying the criticism of him is wrong. Not what Trent's done. The criticism he's receiving from Liverpool fans, I think, is wrong.
Oh, we're on opposite. Yeah. Okay. Nah. Listen. I don't know if you want to talk about the Liverpool and Trent stuff right now.
Of course, man. I love Liverpool tears, of course. And who better to talk about it with than you, because you can't stand them either. So it works.
I can't stand them, but I'm gonna be objective here. I'm gonna be
just being super objective. Like people say, oh, he had no intention of signing the contract. Sell him then. And then you get bread.
What are we doing here, Flawless? Okay, now you know we're gonna hash this out.
We'll get to that. But before we do, big up Judge Mo for the raid, man. Shout out my guy Judge Mo every single time. Mo, I need to reach out to you because I haven't had you on the channel in a strong minute. Make sure you subscribe to Judge Mo.
Judge Mo.
Yeah, very similar to Vea actually in regards to Premier Gaslighter.
Whoa, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Premier. No. He's a different level of gaslighter.
You have Premier Gaslighter.
I don't gaslight.
Yeah, Premier, but you might just do it in different ways. But
he gaslights. He does gaslight.
No, he does.
They call him Mo Agenda.
Yeah, he is, isn't it? Like that's him. He's always devil's advocate. But so you. But
no.
Where was we at with Rashford?
I'm an advocate for the Lord. I'm not a devil's advocate. Don't do that. Yeah. He likes to do this.
All right, we'll say you're the Lord's advocate then. That's what we'll go.
Yeah.
You're the Lord's advocate.
Yeah.
You always like to play the other side, man. You're always on the other side of the seesaw.
I'm on the right side of things. Listen. Yeah. I'm a God-fearing man. The whole thing with regards to this talk, and shout out to the raid. Good looking out, Judge Mo. Mo Agenda. I think you got it completely wrong, Flawless.
In regards to what? Rashford.
With regards to, your talk with Rashford, I get it. He's done his time at United. It doesn't seem like he's going to raise the level.
It's a wrap. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. You guys are
players than Rashford have came here and failed. And that's okay. If everybody works out, he's happier and playing well. Villa get a good player. We get a good fee for him. Everybody wins.
In the short term, who do you think who do you think wins is the better winner?
Rashford. Because we're getting no money for him currently. So Rashford.
But if he ends up at Aston Villa, again, Aston Villa team that's going to be.
We both win. If we get 40, 30, 40, 50 million for him, great business. That's great business.
What's bad business? What's a number that might be too low?
There's no number too low, to be honest. It's Rashford. Let's be real. Like his performances haven't really.
So if he left on a Trent free, if he left on a nothing, you just got him out the club. If you just got him out the club,
I'm not really, because we have to. It's about reinvesting. But if any of these guys were to leave the free, I'm just like, all right, cool. That's what you got.
Okay.
I don't really have an issue. More so, I'd be like, it's bad business because you can get a fee for these.
I hear the business part. Yeah, I hear the business part.
You can get which you can then reinvest, and we need to reinvest. And that's one thing this ownership so far has done pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
As bad as they are, as much as I'm critical, you seem to have a plan.
They're about that money. Yep.
You seem to have, when I say that, in regards to incomings. Like they seem to be.
Yeah. The transfer window, this obviously not January, but the summer transfer
January
window.
Was good though. January is looking like a good
two good transfer windows. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
What surprised me because I'm looking at heaven and I go, you lot want to some for $1 million.
That's good.
For $1 million. He's looking like
That's
a
good. That's
bargain
really
for
good
me.
business.
You signed Maserati in the summer for 12 million. Bargain for 12. Because if we were to sell him, he's triple that now.
Okay. Right.
So I looked at that.
I like
Dogu
that.
for 25, I was like,
I like
all
that.
right.
Flipping
I'm like,
what you,
you
yeah,
look
flip what
to
you
have
spent
an
on
idea.
him.
Everything else is pretty shit. But that part is the good part. But that's where I'm like you, balanced. Because people think, oh, you don't like India, you ain't gonna praise them to do anything. Nah, if they do good, I'll say
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Oh,
So
yeah,
that's it.
we'll
But
be
yeah,
balanced. If I see something any else is doing, I'm gonna praise him as well. Absolutely.
Yeah. But in regards to it, the game itself, yeah, it was just it was just that everything that
No, you're being too hard on your club right now, in my opinion, because
in what the game you're talking about.
Yeah, in the game. Because like I said, I had it on the background.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching it as closely as you,
Mhm.
wasn't analyzing. I tuned in late to also hear what you were speaking on it. But you can't ignore, you can't dismiss the form that you've been in for the majority of the season and the form that Forest have been in. Forest they're third for a reason. You mentioned their defensive abilities, the lack of goals that are able to be scored against them at home. Like they're a very good team, very good, and to not be able to create the chances that you obviously would have wanted, they've done that to better clubs this season.
Yeah, but my problem isn't us not creating. It's the problem that we knew it was going to be a problem, and there was nothing done to even attempt to address it. That's where my issue lies.
Yeah,
the approach.
If you got a Manchester City,
try different things. What's the definition of insanity, Veo? Trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
This manager,
as soon as I seen that lineup, I was like, thought to myself, I was like, don't say this.
That lineup didn't have Haaland, which wasn't something that he's been doing.
Cool. But that lineup also, I knew was going to struggle going forward, and it played out that way. It was going to have a lot of the ball.
But here's where I'm saying. I think you're being a little harsh just because I think it's the quality that you currently have, right?
Yeah,
you're without Menu, you're without Diallo.
Try something different is my thing. What do you have to lose here? Because when you've tried different things, when you've tried the youngsters, guess what? I've named 3. It's worked. How could 4, 5, 6 not work? What do you have to lose? If you play an attacking 10, worst case scenario, I think we got 8 games left. He goes 008. All right, well, Garnacho went 0021 or 23 or 25 or whatever it was. What difference does it make?
Do you
Garnacho shooting the ball wide, hitting the side netting, hitting the goalkeeper, dribbling the ball.
This manager's got to be judging what they do. Obviously, they're the attacking players, what they do in attack, as well as what they do without the ball, right? Without possession. True. So maybe that's the combination that he doesn't.
But Garnacho was also at fault in that instance for the goal because he made a mistake for that.
Okay, he made one mistake.
No. But the point that I'm making is that you don't have to worry about that because we knew what it was going to be. That's where my issue lies. The issue don't lie in the loss. That's not what I'm complaining. The issue don't lie in not creating because I know these men are limited. That's why I'm not mad. My issue is that you threw these men out there knowing what we are going to get. This film, it's like having, I don't know, you're putting an album together and you have the same the album flopped. And then you go back in studio with the exact same engineer, exact same features, the exact same producers and expect it. No, it's not working. Try something else. I've been saying this. If we lose today, him trying something different, you know what? I'm like, all right, you went different. Cool. I'm much more upbeat. I'm much more involved in watching. But you continue to do this knowing these players are not good enough.
I hear it.
That's where my issue, like you've seen enough evidence now to know who doesn't work. You've been here long enough. That's where, and you have youth players. And what makes it worse is the youth players you have played have actually performed well.
You know what? I hear the same thing. Over at my club. I hear like my fan base is doing the same thing in terms of like
what in regards to youth players.
Yeah, because
the senior players have been awful, so I get it.
Okay,
I get it. If Doku was running around on my left wing, I'm saying, hey, play someone else. I hear it. De Bruyne is in mine. Grindo's in my midfield. I'm saying, yeah. And you've seen the youngster there behind you set up one of the goals.
Yeah, well, my manager started the game with quote unquote how my fan base, the City fan base, are talking about him, old guys.
Yeah.
He set the starting 11 up with the Gundogan, with the Bernardo Silva, with the KDB, the old guys, right? With the Kovacic, the old guys, and they got it done. Like we should have been up 3 goals early.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if Haaland wasn't out there playing like Garnacho, then yeah, you lot would have been 3-0 up on our side. I can't believe my eyes.
Yeah, but it was also a matter of the manager stuck to the lineup that he wants because he wants the balance of experience. Yeah, obviously there's the pace and power, there's the legs, but he's got an approach, and the approach was right. Had Haaland had his shooting boots, different story. So some of the again, I'm not going to accuse you of this, but I hear it over at my club. Just play the youngsters. Just play them. And again, I think there's a manager protecting the players from themselves. I'm not going to say that it's a blanket statement for what's happening over at United, but I see my manager trying to have a balance of the experience as well as the youth, because you're also trying to manage these players' careers moving forward. You're also trying to have them maybe as options, as difference makers, not necessarily to start the game, but difference makers to maybe bring on, because I know for myself, and I've witnessed this, players that you kind of have some doubt with, it's better to bring them into the game when they've been able to watch it, whether it's been for a half or they've been able to watch it for whatever length of time, but they can watch and see the pace of the game, see the player that they're probably going to be subbed on for, and see how they move and see opportunities there. I think my manager has been doing it right despite the results. I think despite the results and the run that we had, 1-13, and even the difficulty of us not being comfortably in top 4, I think he's managed it right. Now, still got some games to go to see how it all plays out. Still got some doubts on whether these youngster players can play consecutive games like this, but
there's only one way to find out if they can.
Yeah, gradually. Maybe not. You don't necessarily need to throw them into the deep end right now.
You are still playing for certain, we're not. That's the difference.
What do you mean?
There's pressure on you lot.
Yeah.
You're playing
still in Europa. What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Did we play Europa today?
No, but you got to still manage the players that are you're playing in a you're forgetting you're playing us on the weekend.
Yes. Yeah. And I would do the same for that. The point that I'm making is no youth player. Because I know youth players, and I'm sure people in the chat know youth players.
Yeah.
Never, not once, is saying don't play me.
Of course.
Play him.
Of course.
And the thing is, and I will keep stating this for the 3rd time, he's played youth players and it's worked. They have performed better than the senior players. Cheeto, in the limited time he has performed better than Haaland.
But the thing is,
performed better than Lindelof and Maguire, and so's Collier.
Yeah, but the thing is, Flawless, and listen, you know I enjoy our back and forth, our debates. But you will never take credit. You'll never give credit or acknowledge that the manager may have chosen to sub them in or to play them at the right time for them to have played better than the senior player. Maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago would have been too soon for them. So when I kind of say, like, he's on the training pitch, he sees what's going on, he's making these decisions for a reason. I get accused of, oh, my boy Amarin, but I'm just saying.
Amarin ain't your boy. Don't do that. But go on.
Oh, okay. I get confused because you tell me certain guys.
Yeah, no. Ten Hag is your boy.
Ten Hag, right?
Ten Hag, FSG, Ollie. There you go.
Gotcha. Not Amarin.
You see the losers club over there. Yeah, that's your mom. Yeah,
Amarin's your manager until he's sacked, and then he's gonna be my manager. I got it.
That's my guy. But if you start, you know what? But if he performs poorly, which is
right. When he performs poorly,
then you gonna take him in if he starts performing poorly.
I hear it.
This can't continue next season. But I understand the situation you're in is terrible, but you still should be performing better. But that's why I give him some. Not even grace. I'm just understanding.
You know what we're gonna do, Flawless?
Go on.
This, you know how you like. Actually, I shouldn't bait you out too much, but Flawless likes to capture a few receipts, off season, preseason.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've already got it lined up for you, just so you know. I'm
Go on,
actually going to tell you now so you can be prepared.
Yeah,
All right?
go on, tell me.
Now, we're going to do where do you rate these managers? Okay. We're going to do where do you rate Amarin as compared the same way you said, okay, where do you rate Haaland? Where do you rate Amarin amongst the rest of the league, right? We're going to do that. Right. And then, as a fair man that I am, I'm going to wait until the transfer window's closed. And obviously no games will be played, but the transfer window will at least be closed. And we'll have a right to change our minds. But I'm going to ask you, because we'll already have set where you see your manager as compared to the other managers in the league, if he happens to be 5th, 6th, 7th, wherever. And then after the transfer window, we're going to rate each of our clubs on where we think, based off the transfer window, how good our clubs are. And then we should fairly or have an idea of where we should finish, right? Because we can calculate the importance of the manager, the quality of the squad, and be set there. That's going to be my setup next season, just so you're prepared for.
No, that's fine. We'd like to do assessments, but obviously we'll do it closer to them. But
the
reason why I'm so critical of Amarim because I do rate him highly. That's why I'm critical. This is why. If I rate you, I'm going to be more critical when I see you doing foolishness. Like I rate your intelligence and your knowledge and your viewpoint of the game. That's why when you say something foolish, I go, Vaya, what we doing? Whereas if Ryan said the same thing, I just bypass it because it's Ryan.
Whoa. No, Ryan has a few good takes. You can't dismiss
see, and when you say foolishness like that, see that. That's why
he's got to listen. No one is wrong all the time. Even a broken clock is right twice.
Yeah, but even a broken clock, it's no hands on the clock.
Ryan, that ain't. Listen, I know you. I can't recall him right now, unfortunately. But I'm sure you've had a few good takes, Ryan. I'm sure.
But yeah, like that's what it is. But we will. But that's why I'm so critical of him because I do indeed rate him highly. So that's why I'm super critical. He was the manager. Well, he was second on my list in the summer. He was first on my list when we eventually ended up getting him during November, I think it was.
Yeah,
and then he joined, and I'm just like, what? Saying things
he just needs his orientation just needs a little more time. Right?
Yeah, and that's the time.
That's okay. That's
time
okay.
Isn't a given.
No,
time
it's
isn't
definitely
a given.
No, for him, it's definitely a given.
It's a concern when I see you say things and then do the complete opposite. That's where my issue.
Yeah, that is just mind. That's just mind games. He's just playing.
Because I've heard him assess things, and I go, I'm not crazy. You're not crazy. You're spot on. And then you'll go and play that player in a role you know that he can't do. But maybe there's a method to the madness. I don't fucking know. Maybe I'm hoping.
He said this is the worst United team in years.
Oh yeah, it is. It's shocking.
Yeah.
It's probably the worst I've seen.
Yeah. So to your point, in terms of you know what, you're going to judge him based off the next season. Makes complete sense. I think he was. I'm
still judging him this season.
Wait, what?
I still judge him this season.
No, this is a free hit season.
No, you ain't no.
Yeah. This is a free hit.
I still judge you this season because you've done the reason why that's not fair. Because when he's done good things this season, I praised him. And that's like, all right, cool.
Yeah. No, you can acknowledge when he's gotten things right, when he's gotten things wrong. But in terms of like really defining who he is as a manager, no, that's not.
It's not a define. This is all just like you mentioned, receipts. This all goes on the report card. It's not. I'm not gonna.
No, I'm even saying that. I don't even think you should be. I don't even think you should be taking notes.
I'm collecting receipts because I like to see how do you do in adversity. How'd you do with this? How'd you do with that? And you mentioned about him playing youth players at a certain point. No, he was forced to because of injuries. That's what it was. He was forced to. We were down to the bare bones. He had no issue. He had no one else to play apart from Heaven. Everyone was injured. Lindelof was injured. Maguire was injured. Who else was injured? Euro was out. What other centre backs we got?
But he played Euro. He played Euro pretty early.
Euro was out. Lindelof was out. Now I'm not talking about Euro. Euro, he's a new signing. So I'm talking when I say youth players, I'm talking about coming through the youth academy.
Okay.
Heaven in regards to we've signed for 1 million. And as we've seen, he played well, even with Collier as well. He was out of the side for a long time. I don't know why. And when he
didn't play. He didn't play today, right?
No, Collier didn't play today. But he has just come back from injury. But I still would have ran him out for some minutes. Kone was on the bench. Play him some minutes, even if it's 20. Play him 10, 20, something. So with that, that's where it is where I'm at. Where my issue lies with that, especially when the senior players are not, and you have nothing to lose in the Prem. It's not like you lot. You lot are actually fighting in the Premier League to top four. So you don't want to put that pressure on the youth players. I understand it to an extent. You mentioned free hit. You know what's a free hit for him? Playing them. Win today, we lose today doesn't really change too much. We win or lose against you lot. All right, it's bad on the day. It would give you like.
We got to be careful though, Flawless. We got to be careful because aren't these players, these youth players, potential loans or potential signings for other clubs? Because there's no way that they could break out or look to be good, and you guys rely on them next season. You're still going to go out in the transfer window and get talent to replace the young talent. Like you're going to go out and get legit players. You're not. Yeah, you know what I mean. So
if you're of talent, you're going nowhere because that squad's too light. You're going nowhere next season. Okay. We are not in the scenario where our squad's so stacked that talented youth players can go out on loan. No, you're playing.
For real.
Yeah.
Yo, United's different now.
All you have to do is, again, I'm fully aware of where we're at. I keep saying this. Forget quality. Quantity, our squad is thin. We don't have I keep saying this, and people, because we're so bad, people overlook it, and because the quality is not there, which is true. We're bad.
Yeah.
The quality is not there. I keep talking about quantity. We do not have the bodies. This is why them youth players are going to play. Like Evans is going to leave. Lindelof's out on the free. Maguire could leave. Centre backs is the one place you kind of look at where we could go. So you got Martinez, you got Heaven, you got Yoro, you got Delit, you got Maz. You're kind of stuck there. Wing backs, we got that Diego Leon coming in. You got Dogu. Ahmad will be back. That's all right. Everywhere else is thin.
Okay.
If Eriksen gonna leave on the free, Casemiro could leave. That leaves the only
big summer
central midfielder that we have is Agate.
Big summer.
Because Bruno's not a central midfielder and Collier is a youngster. So we have one. People don't realize we could potentially have one senior central midfielder.
You better plan your summer holiday right. You better plan it right because the transfer window is gonna be a madness. It's gonna be a madness.
I'm working through. I ain't going away. I'm here for the long haul. No summer trip. Summer trip 2026, man. I'm out US. I'm out your neighbors for the World Cup.
Yep. Oh, it's cool. Yeah, it's gonna be all three countries.
Yeah. So I'm out US. I'm out stateside. So and then even as the 10s, it's kind of like you got Bruno, you got Mano. That's it. That's it. And striker, we got you can throw Xerxes in the mix. Let's say Haaland leaves. We got one senior striker. We got one senior 10 in Bruno. We got one senior central midfielder in Agate. One.
Okay. You know what? I don't want to get too amped up about the summer transfer window because
summer transfer. So it's kind of like we have to go out and do business. So the point I'm making is any youth player who's of any form of level is going to be involved. You're gonna have to rely on these men. They're the don't knows. Yeah. We know the knows. We know what these men are. We know what the senior players are. We
know the nose. We know the nose like N-O or the nose like K-N-O-W?
K-N-O. We know the nose. I'm saying, people. The K-N-O-W, we the K-N-O-W-S. We know the nose. What we don't know is the don't knows.
Okay.
And the don't knows are the youth players. Let's see. Maybe you're right. Maybe they aren't ready.
You want to see them? You want to see them in a derby? You want to see them in a derby?
I'd happily see them in a derby. 100%. They perfect for a derby.
Yeah,
like Polio.
Okay.
Polio perfect for a derby. If you're through the academy, you know what the Manchester derby means.
Yeah, but that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah, it is. You're at Manchester United Football Club. Get used to it.
Wow.
I'm saying there's a lot of weight. It's like being a drug dealer and you go to a big organizer. You working for Pablo Escobar? Wait.
I mean, I can't relate to the drug.
No, I'm just using that because you mentioned weight. So let's talk about weight.
I'll mess with you.
Exactly. You working with Franklin. You know what I'm saying? In Snowfall, this is a lot of weight. Well, you're kind of moving weight for the CIA. This is the fucking CIA, mate. That's what this is. What are we talking about here? People keep saying that, or maybe they're not ready. Well, if you're not ready, you're not good enough to be at Manchester United.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. if they don't happen to be ready just yet, it
Yeah,
doesn't
so
mean
you're
that
not ready now, so you're no good to us now. So let's move you on and get somebody up. When I say move you on, not sell you, put you back in the under 23s, under
Oh,
21s,
okay.
and let you develop. And guess what? The other players around you, bring them up. Because we have academies for a reason. Manchester United spend millions upon millions of pounds on our academy. Okay, let's go and get some form of return on our investment. Because law of averages say if you got 25 players in your under 21s, 2 of them are good enough to play.
Yeah,
Just volume. It's like a Bruno assist. No, it's on the way. You take all the corners and all the free kicks all season long, you're gonna get assists.
Yeah.
I would.
Shout out to
I'm
Saga.
playing in the Premier League and I'm getting what 4 or 5 corners a game, and I play 38 matches. You lot do the math on that. I'm going to get at least 5, 6 assists.
Yeah, you get a couple.
That's where I'm at.
Especially because you don't want to go into the box and play for headers. So yeah.
Yeah, you're the same. I'm like you, man. We on the same way trying to ruin our boats. Exactly, you joke, man. This guy trying it, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like you brave, like you there, you know, like prime Drogba. Huh?
Damn.
Huh?
Damn.
Like you prime Drogba. But to your mob, obviously you got through to the FA Cup semi-final. I know you pleased about that. So I'm saying you lot got, is it Forest?
Yeah, we got Forest next. But I don't want to talk about what we got next. Listen, the game that we had to play.
No.
Oh yeah.
Go on, give your thoughts on your game.
Yeah, the game we had versus Bournemouth, that was no joke. Listen, Bournemouth have caused problems for a lot of people. Like the way they press. I know they were missing a few players. Don't get me wrong. I think if they were a full strength, that's a different game in its entirety. But we were able to get the result that we wanted. We were able to do, and I already know Flawless is probably gonna like dismiss this. I can already envision people in the chat being like, "What the heck? This is what Vader's celebrating right now." We've now exceeded. We now broke a record that we already held in terms of consecutive arrivals to the semifinal for the.
Oh no, that's impressive.
Oh, I respect that. I respect that. Thank you.
I respect records and stuff like that. If you continuously reaching FA Cup semi-finals, props.
The consistency's there.
And this is what you lot winning trophies. I say, hey, you're a dominant force. Respect it. You built a dynasty. As much as I dislike you, I can respect what you did.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So we now had the record of 6. It's now 7. The business ain't over. Forest is going to be a problem. We weren't able to score against them last time we played. You guys just faced them. You see how good they are defensively.
Yeah, they're very good defensively.
It's going to be, and we're going to be playing this game without the killer, without the great white shark up front. Listen, Marmoush is amazing. I like his versatility. He's not Julian Alvarez, but he can kind of play that role. We'll see whether he can actually produce more than what Julian was able to do for us. But I think the connected play, being a part of build-up, the pressing, because that's one thing that we do get a drop-off when it's Haaland. Haaland doesn't consistently, with the same intensity, press, get to the keeper, get to a defender, force them to have to pass that ball. I think Marmoush can actually play that role a lot better for us.
So you want to see Marmoush as the 9?
Yeah. I want to see him as a 9, false 9.
I'm sold on Marmoush.
You sold on him?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's one of them. I'm like, yeah, you seem like you're on the level. Sorry, go on, carry him.
Egyptian Canadian, so you know what? I prop him up as much as I can. I think.
Does he play for Egypt?
Yeah.
Now he represents. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Go on. Carry him.
I think Pep's going to have his work to do in terms of deciding on what the 11 is. The City fan base are already taught. Listen, Nico O'Reilly had a great game. Got subbed on. You know, he replaced another youngster in Kosanov, and Pep changed up the whole back line. He put Nico O'Reilly to play left back, brought Gavardio to play left center back, had him partnered with Diaz. And you know what? We were able to play more attacking on that left side. I mean, we already do that with Gavardio, but Nico O'Reilly, he was good. Now, fan base are calling, play him again. He had he subbed on, played well. Play him again. Now in a derby. Now versus United. Away. It's not, listen.
Yeah, where you lot struggle so much over here.
you guys always cause us problems. I'm not looking at this game as
Not at our place.
What do you mean not at your place? Yes.
Your record's very good here in recent years.
Nah.
Of course it is.
The fact that we lost at home is double the pressure now going to Old Trafford.
Yeah,
and even
game.
when we
favorite game of the season.
Oh yeah, that was a great game. Yeah.
It's a favorite game of the season.
Yeah.
The
scenes. I've lost my voice. The scenes. Yeah, I remember all that. The whole thing was that's what's going on with playing the youth is we have to have the right combo. And I'm actually not. I'm not upset if you bring on the youth. Like I said, I'd rather them watch the game speed for a little bit before coming on. I don't want Nico O'Reilly starting. I don't want a Rico Lewis already on the pitch. I don't, you know what I mean? That would be too much for me, in my opinion. I want a nice balance. The game, however, shout out to the raid. The game, however,
every single time, man. You lot make sure you hit it. This is when we give
credit.
And subscribe.
This is when we give credit to the manager. This is when we have to give credit to the manager. Listen, Flawless.
Those of you on the listening platform. I forgot the limbs, man. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about your imitation of me at your stadium.
Listen, let me work on my Manc accent a little bit. I need a little more.
Man. You're a Manchester City fan. You better work on the Manc accent.
Yeah, I got to work on it. The thing is, it is law, but when I speak to you often, I get the Caribbean twang to it as well. So it's not as Manc as it Manc. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna work on it. Trust me. But the manager deserves the credit when it does happen, and I'm gonna do this on an upcoming show. I think I got it scheduled for Thursday, and I'm gonna preview it for those of you on the listening platform. Get over to YouTube right now. I'm about to put this on screen. Get over to YouTube. You'll know what I'm going to be talking about. But it's funny, Flawless.
Actually, that being said, before you continue, because I've been trying to pattern it, I need to sort it out after this. Actually, on Spotify as well, the video's there, so they'll be able to see you if they're You have the video option on Spotify. We trying to out here get different bags. You already know. Go on, Flawless.
Okay, Flawless leveling up again. Listen, those of you on Spotify, obviously you can hear me and obviously see me, but this is where I'm having an internal battle, Flawless, and I'm glad that we have this. I'm glad that we have this convo because you've experienced this. I mean, not to the degree of this in terms of Sir Alex Ferguson having this difficult of a season, because in his pump, third was the worst, right? When you were complaining about my worst finish in Prem history, what is it, third? So he's never had something like I know. Look, he's never had something like this. But when it was one of those seasons where are you guys not going to finish tops? Are you going to possibly trophyless? Like the conversations on how they spoke about the manager for that one season must have been wild for those that were doubting him, for those that were doubting Sir Alex Ferguson in a season like that.
People were strongly doubting him.
That's what, and so you could see how he'd have one of those seasons and then bounce back the next one, and then listen, I don't, and I'm gonna speak on this in detail, but I honestly don't understand the few City fans that I speak to on a regular, and the meltdowns that they're having. Like, I get it. The funny thing is, when it comes down to football and the fandom, it's different. You going to the grounds, you're interacting with match going fans. You're interacting with your peeps. Never was it that you were really interacting. No disrespect. I'm not being an ageist, but no time were you interacting with the kids that were just hitting puberty, with the kids that were just trying to develop their football mind. You were talking with people that knew ball, that knew what was going on. The difference was what's happening now, and the comments that we see. You know what I mean? Whether it's on IG, Twitter, X, YouTube, it's not just the match going. We're now getting every Tom, Dick, and Harry. They just got their allowance. They're just learning about football. Everyone has a comment.
Yeah, because
everybody's got a point of view. And so when you made that comment earlier about, you know what, if you if you say certain things, I know which category of fan and what conversation I'm going to have with you, because I can rate your intelligence when it comes to football. This is where I've taken a step back. This international break was beautiful.
That is some, like, most things that, like, 99% of things I can see the other side, but there's certain things if you say to me, I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. But and this is what I'm getting at. This international break,
it's like you start having a conversation with someone about, I don't know, hip hop, and they tell you Vanilla Ice is the GOAT. So, you know what conversation.
Or they say Eminem is the GOAT. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Jesus, shots fired.
Wait, who says Eminem's the GOAT? Do people say that? I mean,
yeah, people, of course, people. Yes,
no. I know people say, but I mean specific. There's people in your circles that said he was the GOAT.
Yeah, like Cam swears by him. That's Cam.
No,
that's Cam's GOAT.
Wow,
yeah, M's up there. One thing I will say is in regards to, because it's tough in hip hop because there's even more variables than there is football. When it comes to just straight in his prime when he was rapping, nobody was rapping like that on a commercial level successfely.
we're doing the commercial talk.
No, but that counts though, because it was deemed.
It
The reason why is because it was deemed that you couldn't rap like that and be successful. You couldn't be lyrical and be successful, which is credit to him. And let's not act like he don't have 5 verses. Like,
listen. No, he
like the Marshall Mathers LP is a classic.
His wordplay is crazy.
That's my point. And people are still trying
to
master
flow, his flow, here and there.
But it's perfect. The people are still trying to master that style that he mastered back in 2001. We're talking about. Trust me, as someone who raps, who
go conversation
go down that lane, it's I still can't do it now.
No,
and this is 20 plus years later.
And
it's like, right, I can rap, but it's like, yo, when it comes to like being able to, put words together is different.
No,
and being able to punch with it as well, that's the difference. Because man weren't just rapping kind of like how he does now at points where he's just rapping fast and it's not really, there's not really much substance. He was rapping with substance. That criminal verse I say that's still one of the best verses I've ever heard. Period.
Eminem, one of the best. One of the best. When it comes down
someone tells me to back to the point, if someone tells me Eminem's their GOAT, it's like, all right, I can have a rap conversation with you.
See, that's where I'm a little ruder with that. It's like if someone were to tell me Eminem is their greatest rapper of all time, then I don't have the rap conversation anymore. Like I don't, because there's the multiple layers that the multiple boxes with regards to why I would consider you the great, and he doesn't check enough of those. When it talks about Guinness Book of World Record because he was able to rhyme so many words in a minute or in a song, or I rate all of that.
But you're a wordsmith though, so that's why that don't move you.
Yeah, and then the thing that, like, this is gonna come across so preachy, but there's the rhythm of the track, and then there's the flow of the track, and for me, no disrespect, he's too much of a metronome, right? His flow is too, I don't know, it's too precise.
But that's more the new flow though, because the old flow wasn't like that.
When you can tell when he had the Dr. Dre influence, in terms of how the flows were different and the creativity. But yeah, we're getting sidetracked. What I want to talk,
they know what they're like. They know what they're gonna get aside. The channel's called Sarcasm City TV. They know what they're gonna get with this. Like true. I say, there's certain verses when he put certain things together, and I'm like, that is crazy.
Yeah,
it's so underrated. Like I go back, like I still catch stuff now. When I go back and listen to all of them, I'm like, that is wild the way he put that together. But go on.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this real quick with regards to, like, because I was talking about Sir Alex Ferguson. The fact that people were losing their minds, and this is why this international break, allowed me to just take a step back, just be like, you know what, there's gonna be people with some wild takes. There're gonna be people that, you know what, they maybe didn't watch football as long as I have, or they just don't look at the game the same way. I can't believe As difficult as this season's been for City, I can't believe how many City fans are doubting this manager and are
Yeah, that's
saying,
crazy.
you know what? This manager's done. His first hiccup, they're
Yeah,
saying this manager's done. He's
yeah, it's
figured
mad.
out. He needs to go. What?
Yeah, that's
Are
mad.
yo flawless? These are
Yeah,
these
it's
are
mad.
these are these are people in my circle. I'm not just talking about the comments. I'm talking about people in my. I'm like, what is going on here? All this time, Eminem's been your greatest rapper, and I'm just finding out now. Oh, we can't talk ball anymore. We can't talk ball anymore. So I'm gonna do a show on Thursday. I'm gonna talk about, and it's nothing new. Obviously, you know this. Doubting leadership, great leadership, it's nothing new. It's been
Oh
going
yeah, of
on for
course.
time. I'm
Yeah,
just
I think
surprised.
that's crazy, and that's me saying that as a United fan to doubt Pep after one bad season is crazy.
And
Surely you turn around.
and
Surely.
as you can remember, I can think. I mean, I wasn't as close to it in terms of, but if you remember the conversations about those that were doubting Sir Alex Ferguson with
I
just
do,
the, so this is where I'm like, what? Okay,
and I
all right.
get it from
If they're
people's
gonna doubt
perspective.
Sir Alex Ferguson,
But if
of
you're a
course
grown
they're gonna
adult,
doubt Pep.
yeah, like if you're a kid, I get it. If you're a grown adult, I'm not accepting it.
I ain't getting it. I'm not getting it.
Yeah, if you're a kid, I get it because
The adults that are like,
yeah,
this man's stubbornness is why he was able to do what he's done.
true.
So let the stubbornness play out, because I guarantee you, his first season, everybody, Pep, oh, what? You got rid of Joe Hart. You got rid of Joe Hart. And this is the football that you're playing. This is the mistakes in the keeper that you wanted. I'm not going to mention his name. I'm going to respect him. But this is what you did. So that stubbornness that he did in year one led to the madness year two, the madness year three. So I'm giving the man the benefit of the doubt. I'm not doubting him. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Let me see how this plays out before I judge. But yeah, I'm going to talk about that on Thursday. We got a derby coming up, and this is what I want to ask you.
Well,
the game's on a Sunday. Yeah. We kind of joked about, I think, and I'll confirm this, and I should be doing this off camera, but I think I can firm up being, I can be kid free for the game.
Okay.
I can be kid free for the game. So if it's something you want to do, game of, halftime, post match, we can look to link up.
Yeah. Feel free to join if you want to join at halftime, full time, or both. Feel free.
Okay.
Feel free.
Because this is a must win. I can't have two losses to you, man. I can't.
Yeah, it's not good for you, lot. For us, it's just bragging rights. But again, I'm just telling you how I feel. I'm done with the season. I'm over it. I'm done with the Premier League season. Run me Europa League. I wish we could sim all the Premier League games and get to the Europa League.
What the heck? Why?
Because the Premier League, we're not playing for anything.
But you just said it, bragging rights. Who else? What other fixtures do you have bragging rights for? What other?
Well, the thing is, I don't care.
Nah, you know it doesn't. You know it lasts more than a day. You know it lasts more than a day.
It's good to run jokes for a day, 48 hours. Then that's it. It's over. We play you Sunday. By Tuesday morning, it's over. Let's say we beat you. Yeah, I run jokes and run bands with you. Yeah, we beat you. To City lost again, Ole. I reload the video, shameless settings. That's it.
No, wouldn't that win possibly take you to like 11th or 10th?
Yeah. Here what you just said.
Okay. So oh my God. Okay.
I'm not interested. That's all I can say. Maybe others. I'm done with the
You're done with the Prem.
I'm done with the Premier League season. I've been over the Premier League.
Yikes.
Europa League is where it's at. I will take a heavy loss to you lot to get past Leon. Someone said, hey, City going to beat you lot 3-0 and you lot going to be awful and they going to be Oleing in the 55th minute, but you get past Leon and Bilbao get knocked out by Rangers. I go, all right, cool. Yeah, I'll take that.
Would you want to see the player? Would you want to see the manager play a weaker squad so you're better prepared for Europa?
What is our weaker squad? We don't have a weaker squad. What's our weaker squad? People keep asking me this.
What do you mean?
You don't want to see him play full strength. I don't know what our full strength team
weaker squad. Obviously, weaker squad would be Garnacho, Haaland, right? Mason Mount, right? Am I wrong or right?
No, I'm just thinking about those three as a trio because I've seen that. That is the holy trinity of hell. Lord,
Okay. So those three, you should rest Bruno because Bruno is your guy this season.
Oh yeah, I heard you put him in the team of the season. That's what I meant to. Thank you for reminding me. Did you? What happened? Was it a draft?
We could only select so many players. And when I thought about the impact so far, I had
So
to put
you
him
could
in.
have picked someone else.
Well, there's only so many votes. We all had one vote. So if
So you went with Bruno.
Yeah, I went with Bruno.
So you think Bruno's been the best 10 this season?
Well, it was gonna be, who did we select? We said
Who was
Bruno.
the other 10s?
I think we said Bruno. I think we put Cole Palmer.
That's crazy. Cole Palmer.
Yeah,
This season.
I think it was those two.
Cole Palmer.
Yeah, but we couldn't put Cunha because
you not just gonna miss out Gibbs White?
No, because because we could only put 2 forward. So the limitation was only 2 players per club, and I think we already had, we had Aina, and we had Sells. I think we had Sells already.
All right. So what about Rodgers? You have 2 Villa players.
I don't think we had any Villa players in there.
So you just gonna bypass Rodgers? All right, bet.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not a perfect 11, but
we know because someone told who was that? I think Sunshine told me about it. I was like, yeah, it sounds like Vale.
Wait, he should be in consideration, don't you think?
No. When is a 13th place a team that's
no.
ever in consideration?
He's not the
don't
reason
give
why.
us, no, because you like to talk about this. Don't give us big club bias.
I'm not.
Yeah, it is big club bias. No other team who's performed like us. If this was Brentford performing like Manchester United this season, none of their players would be in contention for team of the season. Not one. All right, let me ask you this: how many players made that team that are in the bottom, that are 11th in teams 11th to 20th? I haven't seen the stream. Guarantee it's 0 people.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair. I know this without watching because it's big club bias because it's United.
I think Bruno's been decent. He's been decent. I think he deserved
decent to make team of the season when you have some of the players who have been performing the way they've been performing. Like Morgan Rodgers, for example.
Yeah, Morgan Rodgers is a good shout, but
Morgan Rodgers has been clear of Bruno this season. It's not even close.
Not even close.
Not a scoop.
But when you consider what Bruno's got to work with, because I hear it all the time, your players are garbage.
Yeah, he's one of them.
No, but the fact that he's able to produce what he does, surrounded by the garbage that you remind all of us of.
What does he produce?
Does he not have a good scoring and assist record right now?
Assist. Do you think when you?
I think he's also big. I'm not a big chances. I'm not a chance creator guy. I don't go into the stats
We already established the chance creator. Does it matter to you? How much does it matter to you who you get assists against? Does a flat track bully matter to you, or are you just like, all right, whatever, it don't matter too tough? When people call someone a flat track bully.
I don't so much look at who you get the assist to, but I do like to go into the weeds. I do like to go into the fine print and see whether you're impactful for the first goal, right?
Okay.
For that leading goal, that leading assist, right? Or that tying goal, that tying assist. Like, you know what I mean? Like moments of impact.
Moments of impact. So speaking of moments of impact, let me pull this up. Since we're talking about impactful Bruno, like you mentioned there about,
you're gonna do anti-Bruno prop right now.
Not anti. I'm just literally going to give you stats and the chat stats, and you lot let me know.
All right.
So this is Bruno's 15 assists across all competitions this season.
Okay.
15 assists across all competitions. 6 of them against relegation teams: Leicester, Southampton, and Ipswich. 1 of them in the Community Shield. 2 of them were against third-tier league side Barnsley after we were already 5-0 up. 1 was against Greek side PAOK. 1 was against Czech side Victoria Pilsen. 2 were against Everton when they were bottom 3 in the league. So that's 13 out of 15.
Okay.
So now, chat. Do with that information as you wish.
Now, chat. Listen, this is why I so much enjoy this show. I so much enjoy flawless approach towards stats in the convo. Bear with me, everybody in the chat. But I often have his watch-alongs in the background because I got to multitask. I got to get some work done, or maybe I'm running an errand, whatever. But listen, I got Sarcasm City TV. He's got the playback. He's got his watch-along going. I'm listening.
Appreciate it.
You know how many times I hear the man or I hear someone on the chat be like, "Oh, that was a good ball by Bruno. Oh yeah, Bruno got that out to so-and-so." Maybe it wasn't the assist that he got out there, but that transition that now on the front foot, that now attacking, right? Or he does put something into a spot, and you know what I hear Flawless and his crew talk about? Side netting from Garnacho. Wasteful from Haaland. So when I hear these, I hear Bruno's having an impact. Bruno's involved in the game.
Yeah,
but he's surrounded by bums, like you keep telling me, by trash, which is costing the low assist numbers, or the assist numbers only being in reflection to the lower tier. Because again, the assists that he's trying to get, the players that are trying to score, it looks like they're only able to score against the lower tier. When it comes up to the bigger clubs that you're obviously judging the man on, these guys can't deliver. Haaland, you tell me, Haaland can't deliver. He's 17th best striker in the league. Garnacho, side netting.
No, don't do that. You called him the 17th best striker in the league.
You got him in worse. You say
I got him 20th. You got him 17.
Yeah. So he's 20th.
That is Veta game and Veta games only, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, but he's 20th. How many assists is you really gonna give Bruno when Bruno's kind of getting that ball out there, right?
Well, Bruno don't really create for. He don't, and here's where that's a myth, because he don't miss chances. It's not a Darwin Núñez thing. Darwin Núñez is horrible. Actually, let me scratch that. Liverpool's attack is horrible. Well, you know who creates consistently for them other attackers? Salah. That's why Núñez misses chance after Haaland don't miss chances.
No, Haaland doesn't take the chances.
No. He don't miss chances. He's not in situations. The eye test tells you that, and the stats tell you that.
Okay, then why are we gonna be overly critical of Bruno? And
I'm not overly critical. I don't think he's a bad player. What we're talking about here, let's not move on, is team of the season, which is absolutely batshit crazy. Yeah. It's batshit crazy when he's not been 5 best 10s in the league. What are we talking about here? No. He's no. Form-wise, not ability. Form-wise. Same way Cole Palmer, form-wise, hasn't been one of the best 10s in the league. Form-wise, he has.
I think you could argue that he's better than Szoboszlai over at Liverpool. He's better.
We talking form or ability?
Both.
We gotta pick one, because the team of the season isn't ability; it's form.
Yeah, but I think Bruno's better than
Szoboszlai. Don't get any evil. Szoboszlai don't get.
Yeah. But the reason why I say that is because I'm thinking about
White has been better than him this season.
Okay,
what are we talking about here?
Okay, but you said
White. Morgan Rogers has been better than him this season. Cunha's been better than him this season. And Bremo, if you want to talk numbers, has been better than him this season.
This is what I'm talking about. Some of it was a combination of, they were talking about wing play and centrally, and when it came down to centrally, this is where the little bit of the conflict was, and I thought Bruno deserved a shot.
That being said,
wait,
Cunha, according to you, is playing with a worse striker and worse attackers. You had Strand Larsen below Haaland.
Yeah, but I rated Cunha as well. But the reason Cunha didn't make it, or did he make it? I don't think he made it, because then they started holding his last 3 or 4 games red cards, and
who's also got red cards? Your boy Bruno.
He's not my boy.
Your boy. You put him in team of the season. That's your boy.
Flawless. Listen, it was a panel of 6 other people.
Yeah, I hear that.
One vote.
You voted Bruno, right?
As well as others, because one vote did not determine Bruno.
It's TJ's channel, wasn't it? Who else voted Bruno?
It's American Waffle. I can't remember, and I'm no snitch. I'm no snitch. I ain't talking.
It's out there. It's not snitching.
Hey, you're gonna have to find that info yourself. You're not gonna
find it. But the fact to say that he's not been so just Gibbs White and Morgan Rogers alone, he should be nowhere near any team of the season.
I don't.
Just those two.
I think
And Bremo as well.
all out. I think we were already all out of Forest players because we had.
Morgan Rogers is right there. There you go. That's
All
one.
right,
And I know you didn't put Brentford players in there, and Bremo's been better.
No, well, we had Mbemo out on the wing.
Bremo, yeah,
and then he lost out. And then he lost out to Salah, obviously.
What are we talking about here? Because they kind of play. Because Bremo can play central. Because sometimes they play.
Yeah, he can. Yeah.
And he's been better than Bruno.
I'm gonna go back. Watch the show.
Yeah,
you know me.
So that's now your boy. The fact that you advocated for him in team of the season, you should be nowhere near any team of the season. And this is not me saying he's been bad. He shouldn't be near team. Same way Cole Palmer, who I think is better than all these players we've mentioned, shouldn't be in team of the season because he's not played well. Ability is a whole different conversation. If you want to talk ability, that's a different thing.
He's had poor form as of late. So Cole Palmer,
he's been poor for a minute. Few months now. And I rate Cole Palmer highly.
He had a better run under Poch. He's struggling right now.
Yeah,
Chelsea fans don't want to talk about that.
No, absolutely. Yeah. What are we talking about? And when I look at it, the 10s have been poor in general. Jesus.
Yeah, it was
Andres Pereira out here and that.
Listen, it's also
I swear, ain't Damsgaard like the we want to talk assists. I think is he second. I think he got the second most assists in the league.
Was he shouted out?
No, of course he wasn't because he plays for Brentford. Of course he wasn't.
He wasn't shouted out.
Bruno had his number of assists. Guess what? That would have been topic of conversation.
Yeah.
I see the bias.
What? It was an interesting combo.
It was a group. It was a group.
It was.
Yeah.
No, of course it was a group. I did vote.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know if there's any other howlers within the team of the season.
Nah, there's no worse than that. Yeah, I'm looking at. He got 10 assists this season.
Yeah, that's not bad. But again, I think he's surrounded with better quality.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So put that into consideration.
But Cunha's not, and he gets assists.
No, it's true. It's Cunha. But Cunha, I think, got penalized. Like I said, he got penalized for the late red cards that he's been suffering. Because again, they crashed out. They crashed out of the FA.
He did crash out, but the red cards for Bruno earlier in the season don't count. Like
but again,
when he's getting sent off on purpose when he don't want to play.
The red cards weren't remembered like that.
All right.
They weren't remembered like
that. How convenient. You know what I'm saying? And that.
Listen.
When Bruno's getting sent off against Spurs because we 2-0 down and getting packed up, people don't talk about it though. When man getting sent off on purpose. Man got sent off on purpose.
He's fixed up. He's fixed up. After the Roy Keane comments, he's been showing well. Come on now.
Yeah, forget all that. But you shouldn't take comments from Roy Keane for you. Like again, that's in your DNA. If you give up once, you'll give up before. And I've seen him do this on a couple of occasions now. Go look at the challenge for the Spurs. Go look at it yourself.
I'm not here to defend what Bruno.
I've never seen someone slip and their foot go up. Never in my life. I've fallen over. I've seen many people fall over just in life. I've seen footballers fall over. And
he was trying to get off the pitch, is what you're saying.
I've fallen over. Yes, that's exactly what he was trying to do. He didn't try to. Exactly what he was trying to do.
All right.
Exactly what he was trying to do.
And
he has previous. Same way he got booked to miss the trip to Anfield. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes players have had enough. Sometimes players don't want to continue going.
Yeah,
you just mentioned Anfield. You just mentioned Anfield. Yeah. All right. Player over there has had enough of Anfield. A player over there, born and bred.
Of course he is. It's Anfield. Fuck him. What the hell?
But I want to also go back to this combo. I completely disagree with the no blame to Trent.
No blame. No. Not no blame. 100%. But the majority of the blame shouldn't be on him because I don't know what he's done wrong. Oh, here we go. Veta said, as terrible as that season's been, can I get away with Bruno in the 8? Marshall said recency bias, but he's been decent. Veta said Cunha in the 10. So you put him in the 8, that makes it even worse. You put him in the 8.
Not really.
Of course it is, because there's been better 8s this season than there has been 10s. 10s is few and far between. But 8s can play Caicedo in the 8. What are we doing?
Okay.
What are we talking about here? You could play Gravenberch there. You could play McAllister there.
I think we put Gravenberch at the 6.
Okay, so he was the 8. You could play Caicedo as the 8.
I can't remember right now.
You could play. You got Tonali. You got Bruno Guimaraes. You got Belieber.
Hold on, because I think it was only 2 players per club. We went with Isaac
And who was
and
the other Newcastle player? This is absolutely a travesty.
I can't remember now. Listen,
You got
listen.
Belieber.
I'm like I said, I'm gonna go back and check that out.
Yeah,
But I do
yeah.
want to
He's
I
your
do want to
favorite
get
line. Yeah. He's always his favorite line. I'm gonna go back and check. That
Oh,
his
what
favorite
the heck
line.
is going on here? What's that?
You got good, like that makes it worse. Like Belieber's not there. You can play Belieber in the 8.
One sec.
He's not surrounded by a lot of quality.
That's true.
But you lot, make sure you subscribe to Veta Games TV. Links in the title. He'll be back. The gubernatorial done himself. I am sorting out the Spotify because you get the audio. You still get all of the shows on all the audio platforms, but on Spotify, you'll also get it in video form as well. I've only put the one out because I'm trying to sort out the rest. I had some issues with uploading. But you lot go run up on Spotify because we did a deal with, I want let me not forget the network. Hooligan Sports. No, not Hooligan Sports. Hooligan Soccer. That's it. So they partnered up with Spotify. So we did a deal with them. So that's how we get the videos on there. There'll be mid-rolls on there as well. So go run up the numbers. Because it all helps, man. Help me get the bag over there. We trying to get monies everywhere, people. You don't know the vibes. But again, subscribe to Veta Games TV. Link is in the title. Run up the likes on here. Hit the subscribe button as well. Bruno in the team of the season is criminal. It is absolutely criminal. Salah has created 67 chances in the Premier League this season besides his assists. I hear that. Big up Z in the chat as well. Probably not H, because who asked me? Steve did ask me before, but let me actually check. Because the games weren't really gaming. I'm not going to lie. The games weren't really gaming like that. I was going to do Grizzlies Warriors, but that's already started. So yeah, probably that's already in the second quarter. So now nothing tonight.
A few things. People in the chat, listen. We do this show once a week. The news, the conversation, the football world moves really quickly, right? So most recently, obviously, FA Cup, that news passed. We've addressed it. Flawless. He's all focused on Europa. Doesn't want to talk about the league anymore. When it comes down to the league, there's a few things that happened that we didn't get a chance to talk about.
Go.
And if you didn't tune into to my channel when I did my 115 one question 50 minutes, I addressed the whole Trent. I addressed Trent because
you addressed the Trent thing, which we're gonna get to just quickly. How do you see you lot coping with Haaland if he is indeed out for the season?
Oh, that's a problem. That's a problem. This man's a killer. But the reason why I'm kind of calm, when I say kind, I'm kind of calm because you keep reminding me about the 150, 170 that I spent in the January transfer window.
Yeah, I think it was 170, 200, something like that.
Something
you should know better than me.
The number keeps going up. I think it's 200 now.
It's because you never have an accurate number and it's your mob, so I'm just going to keep budging the number up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I mean, I get accused of
all of a sudden the numbers guy don't want to do numbers, but go on.
But this man right here is why I'm kind of calm with it. Marmoush is dangerous. I think, Pep's been trying to figure out how does he play him with Haaland, how does he play him with KDB. Well, what I was able to see in the FA Cup was him subbed on obviously for Haaland, but him playing with KDB, and they look good. It looks like it can work out, and I don't doubt that Marmoush could play well with KDB or with Foden. So moving forward, top 4, top 5, still going to be a battle. There's going to be a battle with Haaland, regardless. I'm just patiently waiting to hear what the news is. Because right now, it's an ankle injury. They're saying he should be back for Club World Cup. So, that's a long time.
Definitely out for the season, they're saying.
He's definitely out. Yeah, he's definitely out. So,
we're beating you on the weekend. Well, go on. Sorry, carry on.
Whoa, wait, what?
I said we're beating you on the weekend, but go on, carry on. All
right. Yeah. So no Haaland man's got chest now, but I think with Marmoush we can get it done.
We would beat you with Haaland like we did earlier on, but go on as you were.
Oh, okay, all right. I like this. We'll continue to have this combo. But moving forward now, I think it's not a lock, but there's one thing that Pep is dialed in, and there's only 2 things we're playing for. It's top 4 in the FA Cup. We got 1 game a week essentially, and we're gonna be focused on that. So yeah, we'll get it done, man. Who we knock out really depends on who's able to close out this season. Chelsea, do you have what it takes to close out this season? The point gap, I think it's what is it? 9 points. I think it's a 9-point gap between Forest right now and City, although they have a game in hand. So
check now.
I think
It is.
I was doing quick math. I'm
Yeah,
not.
you're right. Yeah. It's a 9-point gap, but you do have a game in hand.
Okay, so we'll see how they play. We'll see how they actually fix up when it comes down to when we play them in the FA Cup, how they prioritize, because that is going to be a tricky one. But yeah, man, I think we got enough. I think we have enough to close out this season. Be top 4, top 5. The whole news thing. The reason why I mean I got a lot. Like even with Arsenal, you know what I mean? Like Arsenal got Champions League coming up. It was difficult to see them lose Gabriel, but
I'm sure it was difficult.
No. Listen, Arsenal fans. If you happen to not advance past Real Madrid,
I said if they don't, this is crazy work.
If they happen to not, because again,
yeah, no,
nothing's set in stone.
Better set in stone. Is it, it's close to set. What's the next thing to being set in stone?
Clubs have beaten Real Madrid before. I mean, they're not.
Yeah, but what is in that? Let me know. What is the closest thing to if it's not set in stone? What is it? Set in gravel? Like, what is it? Is it cement mix? Set in what? What is it? What's the next thing below it?
Who knows?
That's what it's set in. You know what I'm saying? It might not be set in stone, but it's set in the thing below.
Clay. I have no idea. But
yeah, man, there we go. It's set in clay.
But they're okay. The probability or the chances of them getting past Real Madrid has now taken a serious hit. Because I had Gabriel as your best defender. I think Gabriel and when Flawless was catching jokes with regards to team of the season, I believe we put Gabriel as well as Van Dijk as the 2 center backs for team of the season. So them having to play Real without them because they were going to have to lean on their defense to begin with. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. You got your excuses, Arsenal fans, though. You got your excuses. Arteta's got to work with less talent, so don't be too harsh on the young manager having to lose to Ancelotti and Real Madrid.
No, you might not lose. It's not set in stone yet. It's only set in clay.
Yeah, might not lose. We'll see how the first leg goes. Oh, speaking of that, I know we had the kind of going back and forth and everything like that. If I'm going to be critical with the UCL format, I think they need to continue to put emphasis on what you do in quote unquote the group stages or qualifying stages, because there needs to be incentive to want to be the better club within that round.
That's right.
Because and whoever you
should be home advantage.
Whoever you face moving forward, if they finish lower than you in those standings, I think you should always have home. Like you should always play at home the second leg. Agreed. I think that would be fair. Yeah, UEFA, listen to what we're saying. Flawless and I listen. We talk ball. Arsenal, United, Chelsea. I said it earlier. Chelsea, keep doing what you got to do. You gotta sell your women's pitch to yourselves for profit. Do what you got to do. You want to sell your women's team. Listen. You want to sell blades of grass to fans. Well, do what you got to do. Pull the levers like Barcelona fans. Do whatever you got to do. Get that money up. I ain't mad at you. Get back to your greatness. Liverpool fans, this might be the time to tune out. I know we've had a good conversation tonight, but you Liverpool fans that want to talk badly about FSG, you need to stop. You Liverpool fans that want to put all the blame on them not securing Trent. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is Trent not a local lad? Is Trent not a Scouser? Is Trent not a player that...
Trent's an Evertonian. Let's clarify this. Trent's an Evertonian. Well, his family is. Don't forget that.
His family is.
His family's Evertonian.
His family is. But that...
It tells you he's probably an Evertonian too.
Funny on how all that stuff comes to the surface now that he's possibly, because nothing's set in stone yet, but possibly leaving. I think Trent just got rid of. He killed the myth of what Anfield is. He killed the myth of what being a Scouser is. Because he saw what Stevie G was all about. He saw how he was a hero for the club. He saw about how he stayed there and he was a lifer. He talked about him being a hero. And what does Trent do? Trent actually, and all of you Liverpool fans that ate it up, that were living it up, that were throwing it back at Manchester City fans like it means more. Who was lying? The man lied to you. He told you it meant more. It never meant more. The man said, winning at Liverpool means more.
I think he meant it at the time.
Oh, this is what I love, Flawless. This is what I love.
Go on.
Because you know what? As Trent's lying to you, at the time, I believed it. At the time, I loved you. I loved you, Liverpool. At the time.
Yeah, at the time I loved
it
you.
meant more.
And then I seen Real Madrid walk around the court. You know, it's the meme when the guy's with the girl and she's holding his hand, and then the other girl's got past and he's looking back, and the girl's looking at him. That's Trent. He's got Liverpool on his arm, but he's looking this way, and Liverpool's looking at him. That Real Madrid look different, man.
And you know what it is?
We've all lost great players to Real Madrid.
There's a difference. There's a difference between a boy and a man. Trent said those things as a boy. Had he said them as if he said those things as a man, he should have believed it. If he was a man saying it meant more, believe it. If he's looking at you, if he's seen like the meme said with Flawless, if he's seen all the women and he still chooses you as a man, he means it. As a kid, as a boy, he's gone. He's gone. The first time a BBL or some breast implants go past him, he's gone. And he's looked at Real Madrid implants to the T, and he's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
He's looked at Real Madrid, and it means more. That myth is gone, dead. Playing for Liverpool, that dead. Because if a man, like you said, from Everton, or a man from Liverpool is saying, I'm moving on, what do you think someone signed out of that area is doing? If your own is going to say, I have ambition for more, yo, what is anyone else about to say coming to your club?
Now, they're not on what Madrid are on.
They're not on what?
They're not. They don't want to dominate.
What? Why would he want to dominate when it means more? He wins one over there, it's probably worth 3-4.
No, because
this man just ruined his legacy at Liverpool.
All right, cool. Legacy.
This is what I'm saying. The Liverpool legacy is nothing. He doesn't care. And that from a man from Liverpool. Listen to what I'm saying. He did not want the legacy. He could care less about the Liverpool legacy. Crazy. It's crazy to me. So when the fans want to focus on FSG, just take a second and think about what Trent turned away from. Take a second and think about what Trent told you before leaving. You all believed it. You all believed it meant more because you guys were telling me in the chat, oh, your plastic club. Oh, you bought all this. Well, guess what? Guess what Trent's about to do? Trent's about to go to the club that's got the most money. Trent's about to go to the club and the league where the league actually caters to that club and maybe one other in Barcelona. How does something like the battle that he has in the Prem not mean more when he's now going over to a nice cushy, oh, it's going to be nice and sunny. Oh, he's only got to worry about Atletico Madrid and Barcelona, whereas before he'd have his problems with United, Everton, City, Chelsea, Arsenal. He's like, yo, nah. I said it means more, but I only meant that at the time. I only meant that because I didn't know enough of the world. I said what I said when I didn't have all the information. Now that I have all the information, it doesn't mean more. I'm out of here.
Well, and that's the right thing to do. If I'm advising him, he's done the right thing.
If his legacy is not to be the greatest ever player for Liverpool, you're absolutely right. But that was never his ambition. His ambition was never to be the greatest Liverpool player. His ambition, am I to understand, is that his ambition is greater than that? Yeah. He had an ambition greater than being the greatest at Liverpool?
Yeah.
Deep that for a second.
And that's more credit to him because he's a Scouser. Where he's like, I want to do The greatest.
How does it mean more? It's even greater that he wanted that, and he's a scout. Nah, that doesn't make sense.
Nah, of course it makes sense because
He's a
he's
scouser.
not,
Doesn't even want to be the greatest. He's a scouser
because he
and
wants to
doesn't
be
want to
more
be
than
the
that.
greatest scouser.
Yeah, he wants to be more than that.
He didn't want to be that though. That's
Well,
the
he wants
thing,
to
Wallace.
be. He wants to be more. Go on.
No. He's not even that. Had he left being the greatest scouser and then moved on, that's different. But he didn't even want to be the greatest Liverpool player. He didn't even want that. He had no idea.
There was no good way to leave.
Of course there is. There's a man way to leave, and there's a boy way to leave. And let me.
What top players left Liverpool and they're happy?
No. People being happy is different, right? You're a man. You've had your ladies, right? You've had your ladies.
Why'd you use me like you ain't had your ladies? Huh?
Hey,
why can't you use you in this example?
Show, you're the host.
But
right?
No.
We're not doing that.
This is our show, by the way. It's not my show. This is our show. It might be on my channel, but this is our show. Because if you're not here, you don't have this show. You know what I'm saying? So this is our show. Don't try that.
No. This is your show. You bring up the comments when appropriate. You do all the producing. This is your show.
Yeah, I just do more of the producing. However, if you want to have you can have the comments.
Why is you playing me on this one? Why
this guy? Because this guy always tries to use me for the gal analogies. You know, we know that you're married off and you're.
That's another reason. That's another reason.
Jerseys in the rafters. So we're talking prior. We're talking about before your significant other.
Nah, you know what? I just don't.
He was an absolute saint and an absolute angel for putting up with you for 24/7. She deserves the absolute world. Make sure you do. I hope she watches and hears this. However, go on, you carry on. Say what you're saying.
But this is just it. Because she watches, I don't want her to have to think about
Vader
so before her.
Mrs.
You know
Vader,
what I mean?
Salute to you for putting up with it.
Yes.
You deserve
Let's not have her tune in.
You are a queen. You deserve the world. Sorry, go on as you were. Go on.
Appreciate it.
You can utilize me because your missus watches. That's fine. Go on.
That's what I'm saying.
Use me in the analogy. I didn't know this at the time, so go on.
Okay, but even so, I don't know why you as an example is perfect.
We would use you if that wasn't the case, but go on, carry on.
You as an example is perfect, but listen, Flawless has had his ladies, all right?
Fucking joke, man. This guy.
Now, Flawless knows because there was a time when he was a boy and not a man, and he didn't have the breakups the way they should have played out. Sometimes it's trial and error, and this is trial and error for Trent. I'm not going to kill him for it. But he made moves as a boy, not as a man, because breakups are never easy. Breakups are never, both parties are never happy. It's never an easy thing to go through. But there's ghosting on a breakup, and then there's facing the music. There's being face to face and being like, listen, it's not working out for us. You can tell, I can tell, we're going to move our separate ways. You can be a man about it. People are going to be upset. Yeah. Or you can let your contract wind down. You can tell people, oh, I want the captain armband. I want to do this for the club. I want to do that. Now, if you're at any time changed in terms of what your commitment was to the club, there's a way to say it and there's a way not to say it. And he chose not to say it. Now, I agree.
He did say it though without saying it.
Be a man and just say it. No.
He did say it. So he goes. So he should go to the board and go, at 2 years left, I have no intention of signing. That's what he should say.
If he had no intentions of signing 2 years ago, yeah, why not?
Okay. So when they've offered him a deal, and he says no, what is that telling you? I'm not signing.
It means he wants more.
But they offered him more.
It means he wants more than that.
But there's nothing you can meet. This is not solely, but the whole him running down his contract is not on him.
Yeah, it is.
It's not on him.
Listen, he's a scouser. He's a Liverpool fan.
He's not in control.
You say he knows.
He's not there. He's not in control of that. They're in control of that in regards to offering.
No. Hold on.
So what should he have done then? What should he have done different?
If he was really about the club, the way the whole myth is, right? If he was truly about Liverpool, if it truly meant more, if he really knew how tight the pockets were over at Liverpool, you sign a deal. You sign a deal that has the clause that allows you to have movement. There's nothing that says for him to extend his deal or to sign a contract to not give him.
This is a myth. You don't have. Why do I have to sign a deal? If I'm Trent, why do I have to sign? I don't have to sign.
No, I'm not saying he has to sign, but he could have signed.
Say again?
He could have signed.
Why am I signing when I could be in a bad situation?
My whole point is Trent did what was best for him, but not for Liverpool that he claims to have loved.
That's fine. I'm doing what's best for me. Nothing wrong with that.
There is something wrong with that.
What's wrong with me doing what's best for me? Football clubs do what's best for them, or FSG do what's best for them.
Yeah, of course. Clubs as a general, but it's Liverpool. It's different. Trent talked about Liverpool in a different way. Trent talked about Liverpool not like just any other club. So let's not use the blanketed, it's like all clubs do this. No, he talked about Liverpool like it was his home, like it was his family, and he didn't treat them like that. Now, what he did do, to your point, he did exactly what was best for him. What was actually best for him and his brother? Because the club could have gotten some of that money. The club could have been able to
let him run down his contract. Sell him at 2 years.
Listen, if Trent No. FSG were right not to sell him because I don't believe they win the Prem without him.
Okay, so
they took a gamble. They took a gamble to keep him, despite him not wanting to sign.
Okay, that's what it is. And the gamble's not worked out. That's on you.
No, the gamble has worked out. No.
In regards to receiving no money for him.
Yes. Receiving no money, it didn't work out. But they already that ship had sailed. They realized, okay, we got to a certain point.
Yeah, which you shouldn't get to with a player of this caliber.
Yeah, but it's tough when a player says he wants to be there.
It's tough when a player says. Don't pay attention to. You will know this because you're a very, very intelligent person. And I won't use the gal analogy, but when you're dealing with someone in business or a brethren, you ask them. They always say actions speak louder than words. Stop paying attention to what he's saying and look at him not signing a deal. From when you have 2 years left and you are not signing, you go to him before the start of the season and say, we're dealing with this now. If you do not sign some form of extension, we are not getting to the point where you are 18 months, 12 months left on your contract. You give him an ultimatum. If you don't sign now, we are selling you to actually get some money. And then you publicly put it out, say, we offered him an ultimatum. Trent didn't want to sign, so we had to sell him now. And most reasonable, logical Liverpool fans would have went, that makes perfect sense.
No. FSG did it the right way. Because in your scenario, running it down, you're losing, again, not my words, you're losing a world-class right back. And you're not going to get value for it. You're not going to.
You can't have it both ways.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. FSG realized they're not going to get the money. They're not going to get him to sign a contract. So they took it as, we're going to keep this talent and we're going to go and win the league. They won the league. So FSG, listen, check. They won the league. That's
it shouldn't be all this crying and complaining about it.
No. There's no crying and complaining, but let's also realize what he did as a player, what he did as a Liverpool player, because he chose, and again, he chose the move.
He chose what was best for his footballing career.
He chose what was best for his pockets.
Both. Is it not a better footballing situation?
No, but Flawless, again, the footballing situation could have happened regardless.
No. Is it a better footballing?
Yes, situation? But he could have had Real Madrid. Listen, he could have had Real Madrid regardless of signing a contract or not.
Because I'm gonna do everything in my best to secure it.
He's gonna do everything in his best to get the money. Because again, him letting his deal run down.
And that's true, and it goes hand in hand. So I win both ways. I win on the football. I win from a footballing side of things, and I win financially.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah. So when Liverpool fans want to say,
if a club allows me to be in that situation, that's their dumbass fault.
No. But again, you can't have both. And I agree with you. They chose to win the Prem, and gave up on the money, right? So it's not a dumb fault. They realize, am I going to force them to sign a contract or ship them out?
Liverpool did offer a bad weekly wage. They did offer a bad weekly wage. Yes, they did. To clarify, sorry, go on. Reportedly,
Liverpool offered him a better wage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But again, the problem is Trent was about the money, so he turned that down because you know what it doesn't account for is a signing on bonus that he gets right from
Smart.
Real Madrid.
Yeah,
So
man.
yeah, so he turned his back on Liverpool. He was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this Prem. I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
man.
bye.
Facts.
We
I've
don't have,
delivered
so
to you lot.
let's not ignore what he did to Liverpool on his way out.
What did he do to Liverpool?
I just said.
What, he turned his back?
He turned his back on the club. He
He
got as
didn't turn
much
his
money
back.
as he
You
could.
don't have to sign. He didn't turn his
No,
back.
yeah, he doesn't have to sign. But if he was
Yeah.
about the club, like he says,
But we know he wasn't.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all clear now. That's why I said earlier.
We knew this 2 years ago that he wasn't about the club.
But again, 2 years is different because he could have been 1 year out and still signed it. So I'm saying what he did 2 years ago.
A year ago. So when a player's not signing with 2 years, 18 months, 12 months, they're telling you.
I mean, a couple things were up in the air. Klopp, who was going to remain at the club. I get all that. But this 1 year out, Trent showed his true colors.
Yeah, he did.
Trent showed that all that he was telling you, and all you Liverpool fans that like to remind me about, was all a bunch of garbage. The whole myth about
I don't think it was garbage at the time.
It's not garbage at the time, but it's garbage now.
No, it's garbage now. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's expired now.
Real Madrid, you mentioned it, man. The implants and the BBL came, and you was like, "Yo, I've never seen her like this before."
Yeah, but flaws is the thing. This is the thing.
It's like as a man when you get, yeah, yo, it's Sarcasm City TV.
Yo, I love the disclaimer. Yo, chat.
This is Sarcasm City TV because I remember it and I will never forget this, bro. It's like when you get fellatio proper for the first time. Jesus, you never forget that. I'll never forget the girl who did that.
Oh my!
Never ever forget. I tell a lie, I forgot her name, but I remember what she looked like.
Wow!
You know what I'm saying?
Wow!
I remember what she looked. I will never forget that.
That's
Lord
crazy. Man,
same way, you know what I'm saying? Girls who set the bar when it comes to certain sexual things, you will never forget.
How do you forget a bar setter though? That's crazy.
Because it was just the one off. That's why.
That's okay. All right.
You know what it was? What was I doing?
No, we don't need all those details.
No. I was. You know why I don't? Because I was running decoy for my brethren. That's why.
Oh, you're a wingman. You're a wingman.
Yeah. I was a wingman. Okay. So I was just, I had to make a decoy run, to take the defender away. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can straight ISO. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
This guy's
go straight ISO. That's what it was. Because I remember, you know what I'm saying? Because we went back to that place. And I was just like, all right, because if I don't go back, he ain't gonna be able to.
Yeah, he's double teamed. Yeah, and then you can't. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I got a pleasant, very, very pleasant surprise. I was like, whoa.
This guy. Listen,
like, whoa.
for the young men and women in the chat, when you do have experiences like that, you should be remembering his or her name. All right. Down the road. Flawless. And again, there's a reason why Flawless was getting upset early in the show when I was using him as an example, talking about the Galdem, is because his number of Galdem. Listen, this man doesn't remember one's name. All right. So
maybe I just got a bad memory. Maybe it was a long time ago.
Yeah, listen.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah. Numbers. Guy forgets the name. No, but whole thing. And
look, Gaines is there laughing. He was chuckling, remembering that y'all right now. He said, "You ain't lying, bro. Exactly, man. For man, them that have been there, they know. For those that haven't, trust me, you will know. There's certain things you will not forget. Like, whoa, such and such. I'm telling you,
crazy.
But yeah, man, he didn't do like this is sport. Like
Trent,
he went through a bad situation.
Trent going to Real Madrid. This is the funny thing is, and I don't know how true this is, but did he say that he has aspirations to win Ballon d'Or?
They asked him. It was like an options question, and it was like win the Ballon d'Or. I think it was captain Liverpool, and then there was a couple others as well. Maybe one was England and something else Liverpool related.
And he chose the individual. He chose the individual award.
I think he chose because I think he had done the other three.
Wow,
I think so.
So, this is what's funny, and only Liverpool fans can really answer this. Are they mad at Trent for having ambitions beyond Liverpool? Because when you're an institution, when you're matching United with 20 league titles, when you're quote unquote this destination, and a person from the area is still looking to go beyond Liverpool. Like, what Liverpool fans? What does that mean? Like, what does it mean when there's still something beyond you and you grew up, you bleed Liverpool? Like, this is why I was understanding why Liverpool fans were upset with Trent, and why Liverpool fans were like, listen, you know how money's tight over here. So sign a deal. Real Madrid, they want you, so they're gonna want you, or they don't really want you. They only want you because they're getting you on a free. Like, this level of movement from Real Madrid to spit in the face of Liverpool fans.
They just took advantage. They just took advantage of it.
They little broed Liverpool.
Yeah,
this
smart.
is crazy. Now,
well, Liverpool allowed themselves to be little broed. You left yourself in a situation to be little broed.
Flawless, do you think that we see this mistake happen again?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, because it could happen literally with Van Dijk and Salah.
Could you see it happening at United?
No. We'll always protect our assets. You know what? I wish we did this at United. I wish we did this.
Wait,
I wish we let contracts run down to some of these lot.
Yeah, but
we too friendly.
With regards to your great talent, you'd want to see them run down.
No. Obviously, I'm joking. Like, of course, I would. If this happened to Ahmad, I'd be livid. But I'm not mad at Ahmad or the club who's doing it. I'm mad at Manchester United Football Club and Ineos and whoever.
Could a United Academy player return with cheers after doing what Trent did? Be real.
Say that again. Could a United no? I think fans would be mixed. I think it'd be mixed.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you.
Me
okay?
personally, me personally, yeah. I am. If
is it Trent's 25, right? Once 25, 26?
Something like that. Yeah, to Pops, yeah, man. Maino, Ahmad, yeah, they're assets. Maino and Ahmad. But yeah, with Trent, I don't think he did anything wrong like that. I don't think.
I'm not asking you whether he did anything wrong. I'm asking you, a United player, academy.
Does this
right? Does this 2 years, doesn't sign a contract, and the way he leaves, obviously, let's say you guys win the Prem.
Maino could be in this situation, but go on, carry on, because Maino, I think, Maino's got 2 years left now.
And remember all the things that he said, the years he's won a trophy here. Oh, it means more. Kissing the badge, all that. He's done all that.
Yeah,
and then he leaves for Real Madrid like this. Are you celebrating him when he comes back? Or are you looking at that like, yo, that's messed up?
No, I wouldn't look at it like it's messed
up. For real.
I'd celebrate you for what you did for my football club.
If Phil Foden ever did that, he's dead to me.
Yeah, of course. Because you lot got these emotional attachments to these players.
Emotional attachments to this is a kid.
Understand he's only your player when he's wearing your colors.
No. He came through the academy, Flawless. Where's your heart? Where's your heart at? You've seen him since he was a kid.
Where?
You've heard him say it means more.
Yes.
You've heard him say that.
That's of course he's going.
Oh my God! You know what? You know what this is revealing to me?
Go on. What's it revealing?
Don't take this wrong.
It's gonna be good. No way you're gonna say.
You know what this is revealing to me? Everyone that's cool with how Trent broke up with Liverpool, I know how you men's move. I know. All you guys that, you know what? He said she was the number one at the time. You know what I mean? He said that she meant the world to him at the time.
Yeah.
This is man. Trent did.
Because I know what it is. It's like when you're in a relationship with a girl, you two are going to be telling each other, oh, yeah, this is the best ever, and this is the best. This is the best food I've ever had. Everything is the best.
This is listen. If I can talk to, I'm gonna talk to all the youngsters in the chat. You older men, you listen. You live your lives. You already done what you done. I'm gonna talk to the youngsters. You youngins, don't move like Trent. Things aren't right. Be upfront.
Yeah, but that's different though, because the reason why, all jokes aside, a relationship is different to professional football club.
But Trent's got to manage. Trent had to manage the professional, which he got right. He did what was best for his pockets. But when we talk about the emotion,
and him as a professional, add that.
No, well, we need to see whether that we need to see whether that's true or not.
On paper, it's a better situation. Let's take out the footballing aspect.
No,
the Real Madrid company is currently better than the Liverpool company in terms of work for. So you are going to what looks like a better situation. Same way if you work for,
but flawless. The same
way,
thing.
No. Let me land here. Same way if you work for a club, if you work for Lonsdale. Okay. For those that don't know, Lonsdale's a sport clothing company.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Gucci come for you and say, yeah, we want you to take the exact same role you have at Lonsdale at Gucci.
Yeah.
What's a better situation? Of course you're going to go to Gucci.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Real Madrid is Gucci.
Of course you're going to go to Real Madrid if you don't want to be a Liverpool great.
I think he goes to Real Madrid regardless of where he's at. Most players don't turn around. Don't.
We've seen Coutinho leave Liverpool.
Yeah,
wasn't a better situation. It was on paper, but it didn't end up being. We saw Hazard leave. A better situation. It was on paper, didn't turn out to be.
They have a very, very high success rate, both of those two clubs, when it comes to getting these type of players.
That's what I'm saying. So we'll have to see whether this Trent move actually does pan out. On paper, it looks like it's going to be great. On paper, it looks like it's going to be great.
Only thing Trent could have done different because he was going to receive criticism either, and anyway. So to me, I would have just kept stum regardless. I'd be pissed that it came out now. If he would have turned around and said, "I'm leaving because the club lacks ambition." I think he gets, and Lex mentioned this point. That's what he probably should.
This is what I was going to get
to.
This is what I was going to get to. He managed the professional side of things, the business side of things, but we can't ignore there's a fan base, there's emotion. He didn't manage that right. The fact that he was silent, the fact that he hasn't even now come out with regards to what things are or how it's been on his side, he looks like a snake. And I get why Liverpool fans are like, "Yo, you did us dirty."
I see why they're upset to an extent. But so it was allowed to be done. The club allowed Trent to do the fans' day. FSG allowed the clubs to get done dirty. Of course they did.
Yeah, for the club to be done dirty, not the fan base.
You caused me this. FSG have caused him.
He could have managed the fan base better.
He
should have reminded the fan base that it did mean more. He should have dropped he should have dropped like a subliminal, done something like Drake and just have like an IG post. It doesn't mean more. He needed to do something like that just to lay the groundwork because they got slapped in the face. They got slapped in the face. It doesn't mean more.
No, they did. They got slapped in the face.
So I'm absolutely loving it. I would be losing my mind if this was Phil Foden and he had done this.
Yeah, of course.
I'd be going crazy.
I wouldn't be losing my mind because I'd be like, my club messed up. If this ever happens to at Manchester United, my club messed up. So I'm holding them accountable because you're still here. He's gone. You lot should have our best interests at heart.
No, Flawless, this is where I don't understand. Listen, they had their best. They did have their best interests at heart. When it comes down to no. When it comes down to trophies, they absolutely did. Don't do that. FSG played this out perfectly to win the trophy that they want.
Okay, so they
because had they forced them out, because I asked many Liverpool fans, do you win this league without Trent? Many say no.
Mm-hmm.
So had they made the move, whether it's last season or 2 seasons ago, and got rid of Trent, I don't think they're in this position. So for them to take the gamble, I'm like, FSG, I get it. I get why you were like, you know what, this guy's not signing a damn contract. I keep upping the number. I keep saying this is what's for you. He's going on silent. He's ghosting. He's not acting like a man and saying exactly what he wants or what it takes.
No, he's telling you
playing games. Yeah.
He's not playing no games.
No, he's
Look
playing
at his actions. Look at his actions. It's not no games. Look at his actions. Actions speak louder than words. There's a reason that's a phrase. There's a reason.
But there's a reason why we do that.
Don't pay attention to what he's saying. You know what I'm saying?
Flawless.
Me and you are family. Here the thing is, mate, me and you are family. We get on very well.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me that. Your actions determine that we fucks with each other. You don't have to tell me.
No, I get it, but
that's where I'm at with it. He's telling you he's voting by not signing. He's telling you where he stands.
He could have easily said.
He could have, yes.
He could have easily said, "This is what I want," or "This is also what I'm considering," or "I'm not signing. I'm running my contract down." Could have easily done all of those things. He could have done it. He could have done it your way. He could have ghosted, not sign the contract. It keeps delaying.
They were cool with it because they were getting a prem out of it. So they were
exactly.
Cool.
So this is where exactly both parties are like, you know what? We're going to weigh our options. Are we going to force him out? And if we force him out, we probably don't get a prem. All right, we're gonna see how this plays out. Maybe we can convince him to sign, and we win a prem in the. So FSG, I think, did right by getting the trophy because that's what all of them want. When you talk to all your Liverpool fans, they want that trophy. FSG delivered that. Don't get it twisted. They delivered that. Now, did they get money for Trent? No, they weren't able to do the two. They weren't able to secure him, get money on a transfer. Trent also did what's best for him pocket wise because he's like, listen, I let my contract run down. And that signing on bonus goes straight into my pockets.
Go to a better footballing situation.
And potentially go on to a better footballing situation. Because, hey, there's whispers on Ancelotti no longer being there. I don't know who the next manager may be. That's an up in the air. There's talks about even Camavinga or potential players being transferred out. We'll see. But, yeah, historically, he made the right move. Because Real Madrid consistently are going to be in the mix there. Now, Liverpool fans... And I get why they're upset because he had a chance. And I get it. He ignored it. He spat on it. He's like, this ain't for me. He had a chance to be a Liverpool great. Flawless, come on. We can't. He had a chance to be greater than
He could have went down in like their all-time Premier League 11.
And you know what? It didn't mean anything to him.
No, there's just a better situation than that.
No.
I can't say it didn't mean.
It didn't mean it. No.
I can't say it didn't mean nothing. No. There's just a better situation. There's a better situation. I don't think he leaves them for anybody else.
Wait, hold on.
I don't think he leaves them for anything else. I don't think he leaves them for anybody else.
Okay, all right. How many more Champions League La Ligas might he win over there? Let's say he has another 5-year career. He's 25, 26.
So let's say, Carvajal's still playing there, and Carvajal's at like 34, so it could be 8-9 years. So let's say he gets, I don't know, 3. Let's say 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
He's nowhere near one of the greatest right backs at Real Madrid. He's nowhere near a legend at Real Madrid. That we can be fair. That ain't happening. Now,
no. If he delivers to the level he has, yes, he could be.
Okay.
It's It's tough. Don't get misunderstood. It's tough.
All right.
But if he delivers, he can be. I'm not saying he can be like Carvajal. Who else is one of their better right backs? Salgado.
Marcelo. Marcelo's on the left.
He's left back. I'm trying to think right backs. Right backs that come to mind is Salgado, Carvajal. Hey, Pops, let us know in the chat as well.
So, but Flawless, all this is I'm gonna have to drop, unfortunately.
You know what? It's outside of Carvajal, it could be.
Okay. I'm hearing all that. But the fact, you look at what he would have to do, you look at the volume of what he would have to do at Real Madrid, and then you look at what he would maybe have to add to remaining at Liverpool. I'm laughing all day, all night when I think about what he turned down to remain at Liverpool with the chance of what he could do at Real Madrid. And when I think of how Liverpool may retain talent in the future, when they're not able to keep, I'm not saying this lightly, when they're not able to keep one of their own, that ain't good advertising with regards to what they want to do moving forward.
When you have owners that don't dominate.
And when someone say that he's leaving for ambition, right? They say Trent's leaving for ambition, then what does it mean for Mohamed Salah wanting to stay at Liverpool? What does it mean for Van Dijk? That both have publicly come out and say they want to stay at Liverpool. Who's got the ambition? Is it, in my opinion, the better winners that I've witnessed have been Van Dijk and Salah. Those have been the better winners in my opinion. And they want to stay at Liverpool.
Because they're at a different stage in their career. And you know what? I'll go one further. He could potentially go down as the greatest right back at Real Madrid in the modern day era. He has the ability to. He could. He has the ability. He just has to go there and perform and match. Don't get me mistaken. Carvajal, bad boy right back. Salgado, quality.
I don't think he can.
Arbeloa was good. So okay, let's say he's there for the next 8 years and he goes and picks up 5 Champions Leagues and 3 La Ligas and Copa del Rey's, helps them win the treble, some doubles. What's the difference?
That's a mad run to begin with.
Yeah, that would be a mad run, aim, though, right?
Yeah, that's the aim. Now,
that's the aim. Of course, I'm not saying it's easy.
No, I hear it. Yeah.
It's extremely tough. But the point is,
if he were to do that, he would go down in history.
We're talking ambition. His aim is to get there. He's spoken about winning Ballon d'Ors. So that means you're looking at that. And maybe because the talk is, you mentioned the manager, Xavi Alonso goes there, he plays right wing back, which suits him even better. That league already suits him down to a T anyway, in regards to on the ball.
Flawless. The Trent crashings. Oh, the Trent crashings is going to be beautiful. He obviously, we know the spotlight, we know the pressure's on him. He's over there with his boy Jude. They're gonna be living it up. Jude, Mbappe, him, Vinny. We'll see how all of that works itself out.
I'm all for it, man. We stopped English clubs winning the Champions League. With it, man. Let's go. Get him over there, man.
Yeah. That's because you go on loan. You go on loan over there once a year. That's why.
Yeah, to stop you lot from winning Champions Leagues. You, Liverpool, Arsenal stopped themselves. Yeah, because you so badly want Liverpool and Arsenal to win the Champions League, don't you?
No, I've never said that.
Yeah, you're in the same boat as me. Then you joke, man. Apart from yourself.
No, it's not a matter. It's not a matter.
You're in the same boat as me. With Real Madrid are playing Arsenal. Who do you want to win?
What round?
This quarterfinals. This next round coming up.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't be mad if Arsenal beat Real Madrid.
No. I didn't say no. Don't try that. I didn't say you wouldn't be mad. I said who do, and this ain't who you think
you know what?
Win.
Oh no,
who do you want? No.
Not a lie.
Want to win? Who do you want to win?
No lie.
Go on.
I want Arteta to win.
Okay, why?
No lie.
Okay, go on. I'm asking why.
Because of the grenade that would mean.
Yeah, see, so that's your own selfish reasons. Yeah.
No. It's to remind us this is football. It's to remind that games like this happen. I would absolutely flawless. Yo, you know the football combos we would have if Arteta and this Liverpool beat Real Madrid. Selfishly, listen, the algorithm, the madness. Your channel content, madness. Listen,
you don't want Arsenal to win the Champions League, do you?
I didn't say that. But if they were to beat Real Madrid, before you move the conversation on, I would want them to beat Real Madrid. I would.
Okay, you want them to beat Real Madrid for the madness because you love
for this round. Yeah. And then they could crash out in the semis.
There we go. You don't want, so you're in the same boat as me. You don't want Arsenal, Liverpool winning the Champions League. So you're in the same boat as I am.
Yeah, but with regards to Arsenal, they need to show that progression. Yeah, win the quarters, crash out in the semis, make it to the semis, crash out in the finals. That's how you build yourself up. Trust me, Arsenal.
Why do we want Arsenal
I got a UCL. I know what it takes to win one. You don't just get to the final like that.
Why do we want Arsenal building themselves up? For what reason?
So
they can drink the Kool-Aid, man. I get it, man. That's why.
I ain't selling anything. But listen,
you sell Gatorade over there. I know it.
Listen. I'm gonna have so much more to say. Hopefully, you guys tune in next week. Large up that there's now a video over at Spotify. You're able to see Flawless in the bright, well lit studio today. We're gonna have to
be like you. That's what it is.
Wait, what are you talking about?
With the bright lit studio that you got too. You know what I'm saying?
This is
the green screen and that.
Yeah,
shining.
I'm trying. I'm listening. Listen, I'm gonna be back.
Go.
What you guys say? I was gonna say.
No. Pops keeps asking about it. The 115. Is there any further news on this?
Oh, you know what? Pops is lucky. Flawless. You know what I realized? Because I went back and watched our show. Barnes tried to talk about, Vader back after that cooking. What cooking? Listen, it was 1v2 and the business was handled. Actually, it was 1v3 because Flawless was moving kind of fraudulently throughout that show at times. But Pops.
No, you were just trying to wind me up. That's what it is that time. So, that's your
Pops, you know what's funny? We didn't really.
You need to get Pops on your channel. You need to do that as well.
Oh, that would be a madness. But there's a few things that I got to line up. Oh, bless! I just cracked 900 on the channel. We slowly getting up there. Slowly getting up there. I know I need to be more consistent, but bless up to everybody that subscribed. Pops was lucky that I didn't bring up the treble talk, because I was in the chat on one of your shows and man wanted to tell me about, we won a treble. I'm like, And he said we won a treble as he was in progression to possibly win another treble. This is when they were feeling all big and bad going into the Champions League. They got PSG with no heritage. You know what I mean? Pops and Bars are just flexing on the channel. He's so lucky I forgot to bring that up. I was a little too gentleman-like for the night. But Pops, that crash out. I know it's time. I know that's happened time ago. But that crash out to PSG, when you talk about 6 UCLs, the heritage, man, we're gonna have that convo again. We're gonna have that convo again because it's interesting on how the team played. And Slot, great first season. I've seen managers in their first season do more than just win a Prem, but shout out to him winning the Prem. He's done well. But how he's crashed out of some of these cup runs, we're gonna have to analyze it. We're gonna have to talk about it, Pops. So I'm watching, I'm listening as well. Great show over the weekend, by the way. And the 115, listen.
Yeah, it seems that there's just no
need to talk about it
with this whatsoever. No, but I'm asking, forget about that. Like, is there any
where there's smoke? Where there's smoke, there's usually fire. But sometimes you can mistake the smoke for steam because the fire's been put out. The 115 is gonna die out. It's gonna die out, and it's gonna die
from the jump that nothing serious is gonna happen to you.
See, you know what I'm talking about. When I see Chelsea able to do these deals and their loopholes, they're able to work these loopholes. You know what that was? Every time I heard of a Chelsea loophole, I was like, you know what?
Yeah, man, find loopholes.
City already knew what the rules were and what they could do, and maybe it comes up as
charges, man.
Nah, you don't need the charges.
Nah, you got 115. I want 116. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, you want your own charges?
Yeah, 100%. If it brings me to success, yeah, run me my charges. Find loopholes. That ain't gonna do nothing.
Well, no. You don't want to do that. You're United. You're an institution.
Yeah, and
no, you need to do things the right way. You're about to get a new stadium, right?
Yeah. Still want my success. Run me my charges, man.
Now you'll get the success. You'll do like an Arsenal. You'll new location and then the winning.
When did the winning start for Arsenal in a new location? I missed that.
Well, no, it's coming. It hasn't happened yet. But
when is it? When is it? When your boy Arteta brings him success. That's what it is.
Listen, let me have prayers with my kids. Put my minions to bed. Flawless, great shows as always, man. Everybody in the chat. I don't read the chat, so if you're going at me, I don't read the chat. Flawless brings up what's said in the chat when appropriate. I do go back and watch it. So you frauds, I go back and watch on what you say, so I catch you. But while the show's going on, now this is all me. I'm gonna try to do my show on Thursday. Look out, subscribe, get the notification, and listen. Sunday, we'll make that work. Trust me.
Yeah, well, partner, just message me and we'll sort that out. But let me know what you got coming up over the rest of the
Yeah. Let me try to
Beta Games TV, people. The link's in the title. Please click the link. Whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after on the YouTube, click the link in the title. Opens up a new tab where you can subscribe to Beta's channel. If you're listening on Spotify or listening on one of the audio platforms, follow on whatever platform you're on, then go over to the YouTube and type in Beta Games TV and make sure you go subscribe to Beta because road to a K for him. Yeah, go on, Vader.
Last name Games, first name Vader. Tune into the channel. Don't miss out. I'm gonna talk about all this. All this gets discussed during the show. I'm gonna be addressing my fan base in particular. I'm gonna be addressing a few things that I think have kind of been missed. And then occasionally I do talk some rivals, but this Why Always Me is gonna be doubting greatness. And I know it's nothing new. You know what? Flawless. When it comes down to movies, we've seen it. Remember the Titans. You had to question the coach, the manager. When it comes down to The Godfather, you had to question. Everybody questions leadership, but I don't get how you're questioning this man with one season of having this fall off. Nah, he deserves better. And I'm gonna be the Matrix, Cypher, right? Yeah, man's with Cypher questioning Morpheus. There's always someone questioning. And I'm gonna remember. I'm keeping receipts. Everybody that's been downing this manager because we're going to be back next season. I'm going to be back next season, and that's when I talk to Pops and Barnes and Lex and everybody. Everybody's getting it. I'm being humble this season, but everybody gets it next season.
You lot, hey, if you lot don't win next season, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Going to see. It's going to be very, very interesting.
You have early favorites.
No, it's so window dependent for everybody.
Smart man.
Oh, it's so window dependent. Like what the Liverpool do? Like if Trent, Salah, and Van Dijk all leave, Van Dijk.
Well, we know Trent's leaving.
Well, if Van Dijk, Salah stay, whole different. What do you lot do? What do Arsenal do? Maybe they get rid of your boy Arteta and go.
Yo, what does it say that Real Madrid? What does it say that Real Madrid never went in for Salah or Van Dijk?
I think they already. I think they targeting younger players.
I really don't like this letting contracts wind down move that Real Madrid are doing. It's crazy.
What move are Real Madrid doing?
No, the fact that they do it, clubs need to fix up. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Stop letting it run down.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Start selling man earlier on. Like the Mbappe situation, how you let a player, Trent situation, Van Dijk, Salah, how you let players of this caliber run down 12 or 24 months. I'm moving you on.
Yeah. But FSG did right. Not moving Trent on and winning the Prem. That was the right
they got a Prem. So then now I hear no complaints about it.
Yeah.
But shout out to Madrid. As Bob saying Real Madrid moving shady by West. They just moving smart. I wish my club did it. I wish my club do that. That's an institution that wants to win at all costs.
I don't like Real
whether they win or not. They might win nothing this season. But guess what? If they don't win anything, this season, I guarantee the next season they will go do everything in the window in their power to go win next. And if they don't win the season after, they'll make changes. And then eventually they'll get it right.
Yo, I wonder how Liverpool fans, you know what? I'll listen to it on the future show, but I wonder if they're going to be cheering for Trent or wishing for his downfall.
I think some will be wishing for his downfall, others not. And we need next year just for the.
Oh, they're playing each other.
Yeah, we need them.
They're playing in Anfield. In Anfield, they're playing each other next year.
Yeah, 100%. Trent to bins a free kick in front of the cop to knock them out. Run that. I need that. That's what I need.
Oh, all right.
What do you mean? So you would love to see it? You talk about what in chaos. Think about it. Second leg. Bernabeu, the first leg was 0-0.
No.
0-0 in the second leg.
I want Real Madrid out. I'd rather face Liverpool in Champions League.
Well, you lot would have gone out the round before because you would have faced Real Madrid.
You know what? No. I'm ending this. I'm ending this before this man starts something up, and then we got a battle back and forth. I'm gonna wish you good night, blessed week, you, nephew, the family, sis, all that. Blessed week. I'm out of here. Catch me next week.
You lot subscribe to Veta Games TV. Big up. Let me know who's live, people. I think it's just Gunner. So let me know. Shout out to Veta, man. Love doing the show with Veta. Again, subscribe to Veta Games TV. Run up the likes. Hit the subscribe button as well. Don't forget, go follow the Sarcasm City TV playback as well, where you get Premier League watch-alongs, Champions League watch-alongs. Copa del Rey will be on there tomorrow as well. You get Europa League watch-alongs, NBA watch-alongs, Formula One, UFC, boxing. Obviously, it's Conor Ben Eubank Jr. That bout is later on this month, so you'll get that as well, plus more. So just check out the schedule, people, because so much content coming up. Shout out to Pops, the OG in the chat, all my Bajans in the chat, everyone who's watching from wherever. So whether you're in the Caribbean, whether you're in Africa, whether you're somewhere in Europe, so whether you're in the UK, whether you're, I don't know, in Australia, New Zealand, whether you're in South America, whether you're in North America, I mentioned everywhere, whether you're in Asia. I think I mentioned most of the continents. Wherever you are in the world, people, big up to you lot being locked in. And so, Warrior J, I mentioned this on the watch along. The Arsenal United show is now on Saturdays permanently. 10:30 p.m. is now the new time slot for that show. So it's no longer on Wednesdays. The only time you'll get the United Arsenal show midweek is when there is a big game. So the Real Madrid games, you will get the United Arsenal show after those. But going forward, Arsenal Manchester United show Saturdays 10:30 p.m. UK time. That's 10:30 p.m. UK time. You will get that show. So before the Yardman show. So that'll be on 10:30, and then the Yardman show will be like 12:30. So that's what because it works better for TJ, works better for Tony, works better for Don C as well. Because wherever Tony is, it's an hour behind. TJ wasn't too bad for him, and for Don C it's really late, and man's got to get up for work the next day. So let's do Saturdays. so we can get the full show in, and you can hear them take their shots at Lex and Kaneki. And then Lex and Kaneki fight back on the Yardman show. You already know the vibe. So keep a lookout. I'm literally going to try and tackle this new Spotify thing again and try and get the visuals on there. So wish me luck. Wish me luck, people. 3 a.m. You already know. I believe it's just Gunner that's live, right? Shout out to Gunner each and every time, man. Shout out to Gunner. That's my guy right there. I believe he's the only one that's live. Let me double check before I do indeed continue. 1 second. And what have we got coming up tomorrow? I mentioned it there. Even though there is Premier League games, I will be watching Copa del Rey. I'm not going to lie. Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, second leg. I'll be watching that 4 apiece on the first leg. So I'll be watching that because they'll play the final. And then, yeah, Prime, we need to sort that. I know this time is not my friend. Well, Clips channel, I know you lot asked for a Clips channel. The reason why I've not got it is solely on me. Me and Prime just need to chat and get that chopped and get that sorted. Same way as well. Prime, are you on TikTok? Because I know people, my little brother was saying this to me because he was watching TikTok and he was watching, and he randomly was like, yo, this is your brethren. He was like, this is your brethren, big bro. And it's when Lewis ranked troops on a watch along, and it was just randomly. He was like, it just randomly popped up on his TikTok. So I might have to get on TikTok, even though I don't know about it. So I have to chat to Prime, if not talk to someone else about that with them clips, because we need to push Sarcasm City TV even more, man. But you lot do a tremendous job and support so heavily. So I really, really, really appreciate it. For true. But yeah, I don't think anybody else is live. So we're just going to redirect to Lee Gunner. So all I need you lot to do is put Sarcasm City TV Raid in his chat in capital letters. Sarcasm City TV Raid. Put that in his chat. Run up the likes and hit the subscribe button as well. Yeah, I'm on TikTok. I posted something. I might have to chat to you and try and get a Sarcasm City TV TikTok going as well, Prime, with them same. It'd be we'll talk, but it'd just be the same clips anyway. So you won't even have to do no extras. So we'll sort it out. But TikTok is well. Obviously, YouTube I know about. TikTok I have no idea about. So we'll have to sort that out. But yeah, the Copa del Rey game today was crazy. What, Real Madrid were 3-1 down? And they end up drawing the game 3-3. Typical Real Madrid. Hopefully Barca get through tomorrow. Well, today, because I want an El Clasico Copa del Rey final. I want an El Clasico final as well. Just for the derby, them 2 games, spectacles. The spectacles of those 2 games would be crazy. Absolutely crazy. When is the Copa del Rey final? Follow the Sarcasm City TV playback as well, man. Go run up the follows over there, you lot. Go run up the follow. www.playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV. It's www.playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV, or just download the Playback app from your app store. The same way you watch and comment on YouTube, it's the exact same on the Playback, people. Create an account for free and it gets even more wild over there. As crazy as the content is, we be chilling over there, and of course you get sport and analysis, and it's relaxed and it's more chilled out. But then sometimes the conversation gets crazy. Sometimes we just be chilling. We just watching the NBA and we just gouged. But then sometimes the conversation turns up and it gets crazy. You lot already know. But all right, we out, people. Big up. Love to everyone that's locked in. This has been the Manchester United, Manchester City podcast. Mandem United pod, Mandem City pod, live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.